Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Quest Center. This is our podcast show all about gaming and all that stuff. um, Today, our main topic is going to be God of War, the 2018 one, not Ragnarok. Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Uh, uh, but for right now, we're gonna briefly talk about the new Mario trailer that came out. I think it might have been last week, as of this recording. And then we'll very briefly talk about the Game Awards that just happened. I don't know. I think it just ended. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited to talk about God of War though. Oh my god.
I told you were gonna like it, dude.
Dude, oh my gosh. Okay. Well, first, the Mario trailer. A new one came out. They showed a bit more of the. I mean, it was just a bit more of the world, really. That was really surprising, honestly. And then we got to hear one iconic line, which is "Let's go." But yeah, we and then we also heard Anya Taylor Joy, her lines as Peach and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and for sure she's probably the only one that hasn't like changed any of her voice for the character or anything, which is I think it's fine, at least for me. Um, but yeah, so I mean, let's just go over it real quick. But yeah, it basically starts off with Mario going into a stage, which is I guess their reference to Super Smash Brothers, where he's going to fight Donkey Kong, and like as he's getting as he's getting ready to fight, Donkey Kong just kicks his ass and everything, uh, and then it just kind of goes over the whole plot of it. Bows are taking over the world. Peach is the one that's kind of being taking the lead in this and trying to gather up everyone to go against him and all that. She's also teaching Marl all about the world, the powers that he can use and everything. And also just how to get through. I guess. I think she's training him in a way. And then we hear what's his name, Charlie Day, I think that's his name.
Yes.
Who voices Luigi. I was actually kind of excited for him to play Luigi. I think he was pretty good choice.
Yeah,
But
when
yeah,
they
it was pretty
announced him
funny.
as Luigi, I was like, awesome. I was like, I love Charlie
Yeah,
Day, so I was like, like what better character to have him to voice him.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And then yeah, it's just kind of like this build up and everything, and then the trailer ends with Mario Kart. Um, he you see the one like it looks like the one from, I don't know if it's always the same one, but oh no, it's a classic one, I guess. Mario Kart, and they're driving through Rainbow Road, and it's really all the
you're,
characters. Hmm?
I can't hear you.
Oh really?
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you like I
Oh.
don't know. I just stopped for some reason. That was weird.
Oh, weird. Okay, that's fine. Um, but yeah, and then you got to hear a bit more of the music, and they're really. I mean, I don't know how to explain the music, but it's the classic Mario music and all that, but they
Yeah,
definitely changed it up a bit.
it's different, but you still hear like the little like the rhythm, like the little jingles
Mm-hmm.
here and there. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
noticed too, and I was like, I wasn't to me like I wasn't too much of a fan. I mean, the Mario music, Mario's never really been like music wise for me. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's iconic, like the themes and all that. But it's always been like just having fun with it. It's I feel like the music doesn't really impact it for me that much as it does for Zelda, because like Zelda music is like fucking amazing. But yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
still hear the little, excuse me, like the theme in the background. So I was like, hey, that's cool. Give it like the little
Mm-hmm.
do your own theme, but still keep it like um Super Mario, because I don't think Pokemon did that, right? Like for Detective Pikachu, like they didn't keep any of like the iconic Pokemon themes or anything like that.
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
I never really heard anything. I don't remember a lot of the music
Yeah, same.
in the Pokemon games, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. But I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of like anyone talking about the music in the Detective Pikachu. It was just mainly like how the character design
Yeah,
works and all that. And I think some other stuff, some deep cuts within the game world, like the Cubone thing about as its
oh,
mother's
I know that's all
skull.
sad.
Yeah, yeah, and then just like, and then the battle that you first like the only battle that you see in the movie where it's Charizard versus wait, was it Charizard or no? I
Yeah,
think it was a
versus Pikachu.
no, it was like a I think it might have been like a Blastoise or something and a Gengar.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and it was basically like the original game that's like the first battle that you
Yeah,
see in the game and all that.
I
Yeah.
never caught that. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's cool.
Yeah. But I mean, what did you think of the trailer?
Um, I think this is the last trailer I'm gonna check out for the movie because I feel like it is gonna be like a fun movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
What I've seen so far, it looks fun. I think people are just complaining just because it's what's his name, Star Lord.
Oh yeah, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that he's voicing Mario, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I think they're complaining because it's like I mean Mario already has a voice, which is the voice actor from the video games, but I mean I don't know. People are just he I don't know. He still sounds like he's from like Jersey or something. So he has that little
Yeah,
accent. So I mean I'm fine with it. It looks fun though. I really like that Mario Kart part at the end though.
that I would. It's a little nitpick for me, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, well, for one thing, people hating on it. People have really dumb complaints about the movie.
Yeah.
For one, yeah, one thing the Chris Pratt one, and then I just keep hearing the Peach complaint, which is that oh she's they're clearly going woke with it and how she's becoming a strong female
Yeah.
lead, but like no, but they're saying like oh Peach is clearly taking lead, and I'm like yeah, like a princess. I don't. Why is that a problem?
I think they're
And
just
then
mad because it's like like in the original games, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, Mario, your princess is in another castle. Like she would always just get taken.
yeah, that's the thing. Is like they're saying like, oh, she's the one that's always getting rescued. Like that's the most important part of her character, and I'm like, that doesn't have to be the only thing about her character
Yeah.
though. Like, and I think it would be pretty cool though if like maybe they save it if they make sequels to
Mm-hmm.
like actually save her because I don't know. Like I think one cool thing they could really do about the Mario and Peach relationship is to really build it up. Like this one, like they're just working together. She's showing him this world that's
Yeah,
like full
because
of
they're
wonder and all that.
strangers.
They're
Yeah.
strangers at this point. They're like don't even honestly don't even hint of like that they like each other
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that on this movie. But if you make it to like the third one, then that like then really build it up. Then go kind of go like, oh, do I like her? And it's like, or does she
Yeah.
like him and all that? That'd be really cool. And yeah, but yeah, just people have the stupid complaints about this movie. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's just it looks super fun. The plot looks very simple and all that. Um, I I w- I still gotta hear more. I know I think they showed more of his voice in the clip that they showed in the Game Awards, but I kind of don't want to watch it just because I always like sticking to trailers.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not gonna give our thoughts on that. Um, but yeah, my one minor nitpick was the Mario Kart thing, just because I was like, oh, please don't add like all the references to like the Mario Nintendo world and all that. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I got a feeling that I'm gonna like it though once we get to it if they build it up right. So.
Yeah. What I was thinking is that hopefully they don't use it too much, and it's just like that one scene, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe like in a sequel, or like if they do like other things with the theme, is like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, cool. Like, hey, like let's do like a whole racing sequence. That'd be pretty cool. But I just
Yeah.
want this to be like, okay, well, let's excuse me, because what it seemed to me, it was like they're all there to like go fight Bowser,
Mm-hmm.
and then they take like the Rainbow Road, and I was like, okay, that's all I need. Don't show me anything more. Maybe throw in like a
Mm-hmm.
blue shell or something, or like a banana. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But I would like to just have that, like just that. I don't want like a whole 20-minute thing.
Yeah. I mean, actually, that'd be kind of cool though. Like they're using their cards, they one of them just hits a coop. What was it? A turtle, and then
Yeah,
they use the shell and Raymond, and that's kind of like the only reference to
like
it.
the little funny thing about the scene.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, I mean, overall though, like it just really seems like a really fun movie. But yeah, I'm excited about it.
Same.
hmm um, yeah, and then I mentioned the Game Awards. It just happened today. Um, we didn't really watch it though, because I got God of War Ragnarok today. I've just been playing it, so I didn't really pay much attention to
How
the Game Awards.
long were you playing for? What
Well,
time
I
did you
was
start?
out. I started like around 6:30,
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
think.
I thought like because I
Yeah.
saw your text message and I was like, oh, he's probably at home playing. So I thought you were playing this whole time, and I was like,
No.
dude, put it down.
Yeah, no, I was out all day because I had to buy some stuff and all that.
Hmm.
But then yeah, then I started playing it. I just got to the part um Atreus tells Kratos about what he was doing, like in the very very beginning,
Oh yes. Uh huh.
secretly. Yeah. So I just barely got to that part. So I'm still
What'd
very
you
early
think
beginning.
about the? We'll get into it. We'll get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll talk about
Yeah.
what I've played so far at the very end. Yeah,
What's it
yeah. I
called?
should say
Oh, did you see though? For the Game Awards, Kevin Conroy, one more Batman.
yes. I saw. I did see. I had the Game Awards on the side, so
Hmm.
like I said, I wasn't paying much attention, but like I had it on. But yeah, I did see that they showed a clip of the Suicide Squad
Hmm.
game and all that. It looks pretty funny and all, but they mentioned that Batman's gonna be in it, and it is voiced by Kevin Conroy. It's probably his very last role as Batman, which
It's sad.
is it's sad and all that, and I don't know if
It's so
so.
sad, but I'm glad that we get to have an additional, like one last thing. Like,
Hmm.
hey, like he was working on this, and that's it. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
Hmm.
it sucks, but hey.
Yeah, we got one more, and I don't know if people are gonna say anything about the fact that that Batman's a villain in this. I'm
Hmm.
kind of curious because this actually happened in the CW shows. You know that they had their Arrowverse and they had a Crisis on Infinite Earth special, and Kevin Conner came out in it, and he was playing like an evil Batman.
Oh no way.
Um, yeah, he
That's
was.
cool.
It was. I thought it was cool, and Kevin Conroy thought it was really cool too because he was like, "Oh, I finally got to show off my acting chops." Because all he ever plays is the good guy,
Yeah.
and so this one time he got to play like a bad guy, and people were complaining about it, you know. And he's just kind of like, "Oh, okay." I mean, I guess people were kind of disappointed, but he was excited about it. So I'm kind of curious what they'll think about his final role.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Anything else that you
yeah.
found interesting in the Game Awards?
They showed a Dune trailer that looked pretty cool. I mean, I just mainly saw like action stuff
Oh,
and
okay.
I couldn't hear anything. I liked in the Game Awards that they played the music of God of War. I was like,
Oh,
that's
dude.
cool. That was really cool. Arcane won for best adaptation,
I saw that.
which rightfully deserves it. I mean, everything else was kind of like, yeah, those were fine. But Arcane was for sure the best.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, man, David must be so happy right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you and my brother too, because he's a big League of Legends fan.
Oh, okay.
So he's all like, "Oh hell yeah," because he loves the show too.
Hmm. Um, what else did I see? I think yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 won for best anticipated game, which is
Yes.
cool.
Hmm.
Mm,
Did you see the Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer?
I did see it. It looked pretty cool.
I am so
I don't know.
excited for that game. So excited.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the first one on that one, so I don't know. Mhm. Wait, is that one on PlayStation or is
Yeah.
it just
No, it's on
Xbox? Oh,
PlayStation.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll
There's
probably get
a
it.
after you beat Ragnarok, there's a thing called EA Play. So it's like a
Hmm.
subscription for EA games. Excuse me. And the game's on there. It's like $5 a month. So I think you get like a free trial of like a week. So if you can beat
Mm.
it in a week and cancel the prescription, you pretty much play it for free. That's what I did.
Uh,
I was like,
ooh.
I was like, I need to beat this game, and then they charged me because I beat it like in a week and a day. So I was like, whatever. But it's really fun, dude. Like I saw the trailer and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, fuck yeah, finally, because then they teased it and that was gonna come out, and dude, it looks so sick. Like
Yeah.
I haven't had so much fun with a Star Wars game in a while, dude. And that game is, I mean, it's hard. Don't get me wrong, dude. This game is
Mm.
fucking hard. I was playing on the hardest difficulty, and I just kept trying, and like I was playing for hours and hours. And this was, I played it the first time when I got COVID, so I had like
Mm.
2 weeks just to play it, and I was like retrying bosses. It kept dying, and then I got towards the last boss and I said, fuck this shit. And I lowered the difficulty and I was like, and I
Mm.
beat it. I was like, oh, thank God. But I was like, fuck, that game is hard. Because it's a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
like dodging and like blocking, like parrying. So I
Mm.
really suck at that. So, um,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna bring that up in God of War.
Yeah. So, that's why too, with God of War, I started with the hardest difficulty and
Oh.
then I had to lower it because I sucked at it. I was like, no, I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
fucking deal with this. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and it's like they showed the gameplay, and like I mean they so in the original game you can like use the force to like bring one of the stormtroopers closer to you and use like throw
Mm-hmm.
him to like the other stormtroopers, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's these ones with like a big old Gatling gun, and then you would use the force, and like they showed it on the trailer, so you use the force on him, and then I guess you do something and he starts shooting at the other stormtroopers, and I was like, damn, that's so sick, dude. It was really
Dang,
cool. But yeah, I
that's
think that's like
cool.
the most anticipated game for me, even more than Zelda. So
Mm. That's cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Then I can probably play it then. Um, but maybe that's gonna be the next one. Who knows? Yeah. Um, I was gonna mention something. Oh, you reminded me when you said you lowered the difficulty.
hmm.
So apparently I was in the final boss of Wolfenstein.
Oh
uh,
yeah,
yeah, the last episode I mentioned that I was still playing Wolfenstein. And we were trying to figure out like how far it was. And turns out I was in the final boss.
oh, so it was the final boss after all.
Yeah, I looked it
Nice.
up afterwards because I was really having trouble with this guy, and
Hmm.
I was like I lowered the difficulty with him to like the easiest mode, which I fucking hate how it's called. What is it? It's like, can I play daddy or something? The difficulty, and I was like, God damn it.
It's so funny,
Uh,
man.
yeah, it's and I still couldn't beat him. And then I looked up on YouTube like uh how to beat him, and
Yeah.
it said right there final boss, and I was like, oh, so I'm done. Fuck it, I'll just watch the last scene. And then but yeah, and then after that though I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to talk about the game. It was fun and all, like, don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
It's just I feel like there is not really a lot to talk about in this one. It's
No,
really
yeah.
just a fun shooting game, and honestly I really did not care about that relationship between the main guy and the woman.
Oh, and the girl, yeah.
Yeah, I like
It
I
honestly, with this game when it came out, I wasn't really interested until the second game got announced, and I was like, that looks really
mhm
fucking fun. Because I saw the trailer and I was like, that looks really cool. And I was like, you know what? I'll play
mhm
the first one, and I played it, and I was like, okay, cool. But like the second one, like, dude, the second one's really fun. It's
okay.
like after that, like when you're playing the second one, you actually start caring about like the characters, and I was actually caring about like their relationship, and then some shit happens, and it's like, it's really, oh, dude, I don't know. That game was really, I had so much fun with it, and it's crazy though because the
Mhm.
game came out, and I don't think people were like buying it. So on Black Friday, it came out like in November and October, and then Black Friday hit, and I bought it for like $20,
Damn.
like brand new. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy it, and I was like having so much fun with it, and it's like one of my top like PS4 games right there, or like from that
Mhm.
generation.
Mhm.
So I recommend the second one too. I never played the sequel after that, but the second one was really fun. And then the way I recommend it to people is like, do you like first person shooters? Yeah. Do you hate Nazis? Yeah. Play that. Like, just kill Nazis all day.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, like it is a really fun shooting game, and it's one
Hmm.
that I'm definitely more interested in trying to like beat it in a higher difficulty. But we'll see. I got a bunch of games to get to, so who knows if I ever go back to it.
I know, right?
Um, yeah. Uh, But yeah, I mean, like I said, the Game Awards didn't pay much attention to it. Don't really know what the categories were, and it's not to say like I'm disinterested in the Game Awards. Like I love it when I hear people talk about how games are getting more noticed and all that,
Hmm.
and getting more appreciation. Especially, I was watching a reaction of the Game Awards from another channel, and they were saying like that this year, like it seemed like they were putting like a whole lot more effort with the music for video games, like with
Oh,
the
okay.
performances and all that.
Hmm.
Like they're just going a bit bigger, which is cool, really cool. Because I mean, we went about it on our first episode. Like the music in video games are just
Yeah,
always the
it's
greatest.
important.
It's so important. Oh, especially in God of War. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Oh, real fast though.
uh,
I don't know if you saw this. It's probably the last thing about the Game Awards.
hmm.
I just had. Oh my god, I just had it and I forgot to tell you.
Mhm.
Never mind. Oh, for Spoken, did you download the demo?
No, I haven't.
There's a
Not yet.
demo because I know you're really excited about that game. And my brother was downloading.
Yeah.
He downloaded it. He's like, dude, it's really fun. And I saw a trailer
Okay.
for it too. I was like, yeah, it looks fun too. I'm gonna download it later on today. But yeah, just letting you know for that one
Hmm.
before we forget and stuff.
Yeah, I'll try to remember it. But did you notice anything about the Game Awards that caught your attention? Or
Mainly Star Wars. I like the Final Fantasy 16, the trailer, the new one. I'm really excited about that
mm,
one too. But there was a what was it? Well, Cyberpunk 2077, the DLC. It comes out. What's his name? Elba. Idris Elba,
mm,
the actor. He comes out in it, so that's fucking exciting.
that's cool.
Yeah. And then so Death Stranding 2 got announced from Hideo Kojima. That looked interesting. So I've always wanted to play it. I just never really put the time and effort to like actually play the first game. After that, what was that? Oh, Tekken, dude, Tekken, fuck! I'm so excited
Mm.
for that game. Dude, I am just so excited for that fucking game. I'm
Did
probably gonna.
they
Huh?
did they show more footage of
Yeah,
the
they
game?
they showed actual gameplay, and it looks sick,
Okay.
dude. I'm just like,
Like,
I'm like, fuck yeah, finally again Tekken. I haven't been so excited in a Tekken game since like Tekken 3. Oh no, Tekken 4, I
mm,
think it was. Other than that, nothing really that kind of stuck to me. It was better than last year's.
mm,
Um, but nothing really. I was like, oh okay, I'll just check out. I thought they were gonna announce like GTA 6 or something, but I knew it was too far fetched, like too far, like of a wish um to do. But yeah.
mm.
Oh, and then Hades 2. I haven't played the first one, but I've always wanted to play it. But they announced Hades 2.
Yeah, I heard really good things about the first
Mm-hmm.
one. Curious about it. Uh,
Yeah, my brother was
okay.
like, he played it, he passed it too. He's like, dude, it's really good. You should play it. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. And it's on Game Pass. So I'm probably just gonna check
Mm.
it out there. And then, oh well, I mean, pretty much God of War won like a bunch of fucking like themes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the Ragnarok or oh
yeah,
yeah,
Ragnarok.
third.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
but it won a bunch of like awards. And I was like, damn, like I'm pretty sure it's gonna win Game of the Year, and boom, nope, it didn't. I was like, oh, okay.
Which one won?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Ah,
Yeah,
okay. Mm.
which
I
I'm happy
mean,
for them because I mean, I heard nothing but good things about it. So
yeah. I mean, as long as God of War wins a whole bunch of other stuff too, I guess. Mm. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, it's not like we don't care about the Game Awards. It's just we were busy, so.
yeah. And I was thinking
So.
about leaving work like at 4:30. I was like, I can leave, just watch it, and we can talk about it here more. But I was like, nah, like I'll just watch the trailers later. Honestly, like I'm not really interested in the whole who won, like who did this, like who won
Hmm.
this. I'm more interested in okay what's getting announced today because that's what I want.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
that's.
congratulations to all the people that won, deserve it. Not for
Mm.
me though. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's that happens. Uh, but yeah, I think that's it for today. Um, yeah, I
That's it,
don't think there
guys.
was any other
Bye.
news.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no. Well then, let's just get on with the main topic. God
Sure.
of War
Let's go.
2018. Yeah, basically, like I was able to download it on because I got the PlayStation
The
Plus
plus,
thing.
yeah, uh huh.
Yeah, and so it was there, and I thought, okay, this is my chance. Ragnarok is coming out. Fuck it. So I started playing it, and holy shit. Um, okay. What are your What's your brief review of the game actually before we get into the story? Like,
Okay, I was okay. So I bought this game day one. I
mm-hmm,
was really skeptical about it just because the first three and the two PSP games totally different than what this is. Even the characters different. So when I bought it, I was like, you know what, I'm buying it just because all the reviews were like, it's good.
mm-hmm,
And if the reviews were like, and there was like a bunch of like different like websites and all that. If they were saying it's good, I was like, well, fuck it. And then like, I was playing it, and I was like, oh shit, this is fucking good. And it's like, it's not just like, because the other ones were just pretty much just like a hack and slash, you know, just tap square triangle and do all this. And then, I mean, the story's there, but it wasn't as story driven as this one here. It's crazy, dude. I was like, fuck, this shit blew my mind away. So not instantly, but maybe like an hour or two in, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking enjoy this game.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really enjoyed it, honestly. So it actually caught me off by surprise because um I mean, I didn't know how they were gonna deal with Kratos being a dad, and then he's not close minded, but he's really quiet in this one compared
Mm-hmm.
to the other ones. Because in the other ones, he's all fucking pissed off. He's mad and just yelling. So this one was like more of a, you know, he's seen some shit, and then Atreus is more like come on, dad, like we're gods, like let's do this, and then like he's like, no, you gotta think before you do. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why I think Atreus is annoying because he just does shit.
Yeah.
But no, I really liked it. What's it called? What do you think? Like, I want to hear your, like, you're playing this for the first time, like,
Yeah,
and then you're coming from. I mean, you never played any of the other ones,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
so you're like just thrown in there. So, what'd you think?
Yeah. Well, you mentioned like, yeah. You didn't play the original three.
Oh yeah,
Um.
no, yeah,
Oh, you did.
yeah. I played the original three, the two PSP ones, and then there's one called God of War Ascensions for the PS. Yeah, I played them all except for like
Okay. Okay.
there was like a random one that's like a side thing, but I guess it's like part of the story. But I never. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna play it. I don't think anyone played it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I did look up what the story was in the original three,
Oh,
but
you
you
did?
really don't
Okay.
need to.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
really have
but
to.
you really don't. You just kind of the game does a really good job of like kind of
Explaining.
explaining some things, but also like adding weight to like what happened in the first three. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to it on certain moments and all that. But yeah, playing this, I was super excited because like you said, the reviews were just incredible about it, and then Ragnarok, um, so much anticipation for it, and I mean right away, just I was loving the acting, the music, and everything, and just the environment of it all. Just just the forest area,
Yeah.
really vibrant kind of world, and just all these magical creatures that you see around. Like the world was super captivating and everything. Um, and it was really just Kratos the character because like that really caught my attention the most because like you said, like he's very quiet, he's kind of keeping to himself in a way
Mm-hmm.
and all that, and you can tell that like he wants to be a dad, but he just, I don't know if he just doesn't know how to be a dad or he kind of feels like he shouldn't be. It's a really, there's always like um not so much of a debate, but there's a lot of discussions of like certain moments of like what he's
No,
thinking about,
yeah.
and you can't really tell just because he's such a quiet person and all that.
It's not that he doesn't want to be a dad. Like he cares for Atreus. Like I mean, he loves him. That's his son. It's just
mm-hmm,
well, he's been a warrior his whole life. And then with the previous games, like, you know, I mean, do you know about that? Like he killed his wife and daughter, right?
oh, okay, he did kill
Yeah.
him.
So yeah, that's why he hates the god. That's why he went after like the god of war, because he
Mm-hmm,
made him do that without knowing. Um, but he doesn't know how to be a dad. So he wants to he it's that, and he also doesn't know how to express his feelings. And it's
mm-hmm,
like that's Atreus only thinks like, oh, that like pretty much like you just get me in trouble and all this. Is like, yeah, but he's getting you in trouble, but at the same time it's like it's like a lecture, but it's just the way that the way he like kind of portrays the lecture. it's like he's just mad and angry, you know, like yelling at him for, and he's calling him out for like all his stupidity. So it's like, but he does care for him. He does love him. It's just he just doesn't know how to open up. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love those moments where he is kind of like um telling him off about certain things, but
Mm-hmm.
like it does come off harshly, but like he always has a point.
Yeah, he's always right.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it just it's understandable for
Uh
the
huh.
kid to be confused by it all and everything and all that. I mean, let's just I mean, yeah, I mean, for my thoughts, like it was just a really wonderful story about a father and son connecting and all that. The world is absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, there's one moment that like it really like blew my fucking mind. Um, uh, and really just the buildup of their teamwork as you progress throughout the game, you progress your skill tree and all that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, it was great anticipation for the final battle and all that. Like, you really, it really felt like I was growing stronger with my son, basically. Yeah, that's how it really felt. But yeah, this is an incredible game. This it really deserved all those great reviews and all that, and I got me more excited to play Ragnarok.
What'd you think about the
Honestly, and I
music?
hmm?
What'd you think about the
Oh,
music?
the music. Oh man, like I said, like right away, it's already like adding weight to
Mm-hmm.
the character Kratos. Like because I mean, we can start with the story, but like the first scene, he's in front of this tree and there's like a handprint on it. You can already guess right away that's the mom's,
Yeah.
his wife's and all that. And you're chopping it down, but like as you're chopping it down, like the music gets louder and louder, and it kind of settles. And I think that was like the mom's theme, in the very beginning. And like I said, like it's already adding weight to the situation and
Mm-hmm.
all that. That's what it always does. That's what every piece of music does. And then there's other moments too where it's like kind of like these epic moments and all that. But yeah, I was trying to listen to like the whole soundtrack at work and all that. But I couldn't. I couldn't. I was listening to like other people's reviews about it. I was watching this one guy's like entire gameplay of it. Like freaking,
Damn,
I
you
don't know,
really got into it, huh?
dude. Oh yeah, I was about to show you. I got this. It's
Is that the
the
strategy
art
game?
of no, it's the art of God of War.
No
Like
shit.
yeah, I got it right away. I literally got it at during work. I was like, I gotta read this. I love these kind of books too. I have
No,
like
yeah,
one
yeah.
for Spider Verse.
Do you have the Zelda ones?
Well, the Zelda. I
They
have
have like a green book,
those.
a red book, and I think like a blue book.
Yeah, I have one of those, or
Mm-hmm.
I think two. I can't remember. I actually haven't read those at all. Yeah, I have them and all, and I also have the one for Breath of the Wild, the art of
Oh
like
yeah, I
from
saw
a
that one. Yeah, you
collector's
showed it
edition.
to me. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean we're sidetracking it, but we always do that.
Yeah.
When you were here, did I show you? My cousin, like for the longest time, he would tell me, "I'm gonna buy you a wedding gift, like you and Susan a wedding gift," but I still don't know what it is because I want it for like a specific reason. And I was like, "What?" And eventually he's like, "You ready for your wedding gift?" And I was like, and this was like years after I got married, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, "Sure, what's up?" He's like, "Do you have a coffee table?" And I was like, Sort of. We don't really use it though." And he goes, "I bought you a book for your coffee table." And I was like, "Okay." And then he gives it to me, right? It's a some artist. He made a book of all of the first generation Pokemon, like the 151, and it's in
Mm.
an anatomy book. So
Oh,
you open it
dang.
up and it's like it'll be like, okay, Bulbasaur, right? So it's like half of it
Mm-hmm.
is like it's like the whole Bulbasaur, and it's half of it it's like him like just drawn out, and like the other half it's like what it looks like inside.
Yeah.
And so he did, and it's like it has notes and like a bunch of it's like really detailed, and it's like some guy just made it, and like he's working on book 2 right now for like the second generation, and he's like,
Damn.
I've been trying to buy this book for 3 years because I saw it a long time, but it's always sold out. So there you go.
Dang.
And I was like, awesome. So me and like for like the first week, me and Susan were just like looking at it, and I was like, dude, look, it's so stupid, because it's just like, oh, like these are the eggs and like fertilized eggs, and it's like, what the fuck.
Hmm.
Next time if I remember, if we go over there, if you come here, like I'll take the book because it's so cool, dude. Like it's not even like what's it called, it's like fan made pretty much, but
Yeah.
it's great detail. The book is like pretty much what you're holding right now.
Mm.
Like the quality of the book itself is so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like halfway through this book, and especially, I mean, it just kind of goes over like the difficulties they had trying to build out the world and all that. How they came up with the story, like some when they first started making the game, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of the creators, some of them, one of them, well, already became a dad. So like his first thought right away was like,
Oh,
what
that
if we
was
make Kratos?
Corey, right?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
that was his name.
that he's like the main director of the game.
Mm-hmm. Uh, and so yeah, that's kind of like how they just how they came up with some of the stuff, and it's kind of cool seeing the alterations of some of the like monsters and all that, especially that witch one.
Which one
Yeah,
was that?
the witch that pops up. She like um you can never really hit her unless like you like um hit arrows towards her and all that, like
Oh yeah,
blood
I
arrows.
remember. Yeah, I remember
Yeah, that one's the annoying witch.
Since you're talking
But
about like
yeah,
creatures right now, what do you think about the elves?
the elves. Oh yeah, those were really cool actually. I really like the bad guys design. I wish we would have gotten more of the light elves
Yeah,
or whatever they were, and all that. But overall, the big boss battle towards that stage was actually really fun,
mm-hmm.
especially um whenever I get hit, I would get blinded and shit, and I'm like, oh god, what do I do?
I
It's just
fucking
like you
hate
really have
those
to
elves.
be, dude. You really have to be on alert with them and
Yeah,
all that. But yeah, like I said, like I'm only halfway through, but I don't know, I was so tempted to like put it on my cart at least. They already have the art of God of War Ragnarok,
no way.
but it's like a collector's edition, so it was like $100 and something.
Oh, okay.
So
You know
I
what?
had to
My
like,
brother bought the collector's edition of Ragnarok. So it
oh
came with the hammer. It came with like little dice, little figures and stuff like that. Dude, it is
mm,
so fucking cool. And he's
yeah.
like, dude, this is dope. And then he just puts it. He leaves it in the box. He's like, I'm just waiting to move out so I can like display it. And I was like, damn, fuck. I was like, dude, bring it over here. I'll display it for you, dude. It looks so cool.
Mm, yeah, that's
Real
awesome.
fast. That book does. I mean, it has. What does it have in it? Like, it's just like like the process of like of creating this creature and this environment and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
yeah,
basically, like when they brought up the turtle, the turtle,
yes,
the with the tree and
the
the house
house,
and all that. They mentioned that they wanted to add specific colors towards specific characters. So, Kratos obviously is red. Atreus, he's a
mm-hmm.
mix of both of his parents. So
Yeah,
he has like a yellow scarf and a red belt to
yes,
represent both of his parents and all that. And they knew right away that they wanted to use like a little orange red um for the witch and all that, or Freya, that's what she
Freya,
is.
yeah,
Yeah, and so they kind of did that, and then the only difficulty was like trying to making a turtle with a house underneath it, just trying making it look cool and all that. Like that was
yeah,
kind of just the difficulty with it all. But yeah, it was really interesting, and then um and I think one cool thing, it was different designs, but like it was always the same shape with the head of the turtle. Like it was kind of diamond shaped,
mm-hmm.
sideways shaped and all that. But yeah, it was really cool. And
that's
then just
that's cool, dude. It's funny
mhm.
though, because I love how they mention like little things like that in that book. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I brought it up in this podcast, but uh, there's this really cool documentary made from like the studio
Mhm.
that made the game, saying that the game was shit the whole way, like the whole way
Mm.
through. Like they couldn't get it to work, and it's a really
Yeah, I
good
think I
documentary.
heard
It's
that.
like 40 or 50 minutes. I'll send you the link later. Just watch it, but it's so good. And it's like they
Mhm.
pretty much just pulled it off at the last minute.
Yeah, and I think, oh my gosh, hold on. They're getting a lot of text.
No, that's
Uh,
fine. Don't worry.
um, I think they mentioned like one thing that they're having trouble with the most was the Helheim world. They just couldn't get the design right for it. They had like really no idea. And then finally they brought in someone new that you see a lot of pillars with like a little hole in the middle of it and all that, and then
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like that little design just kind of like created this whole thing, and they had trouble trying to like really show off the how cold it is in Helheim and all
Yeah.
that. So yeah, that was super interesting.
Helheim is where? Which one's that one?
It's hell. You know, when he has to
Oh yes, yes,
yes,
yes,
he
yes.
had to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
there
Uh huh.
to
I
get a
remember now.
heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all frozen, right? Mm-hmm.
It's all frozen. That's when he has to get the blades of chaos. Um,
Oh, the
yeah,
blades of chaos.
okay. Well, yeah, we're going all over the place, but with the story,
I
though,
know.
like, yeah, in the beginning, yeah, so he chops off his tree, and they're just going through the lake and all that, um, and they were gonna use that wood to make a fire to cremate the mom. She just died and all that, and I know in Ragnarok, we do get a scene in the beginning with the mom and all that, but I do kind of wish we would have gotten just something of a flashback with the mom in this
Mm-hmm.
game. I mean, I get that it's all about the father
Them
and
too.
son and
Yes.
all that, uh, but I don't know. I think maybe you could have seen like a different side of Kratos in this and all that, and just kind of how he is with his wife is different from his son, and then it would have added like a bit more weight for the son as to
Mm-hmm.
why he feels like his dad doesn't really care about him much or something. I don't know.
That's what I
Um,
was hoping for that too. Honestly, I wanted to see how he was as a husband and father. You know, um,
mm-hmm,
but as the game went on, I was just like, I thought they did the right thing and not really showing any of that,
yeah,
and just focus on the relationship between the dad and the son.
mm-hmm.
Be-
Especially, I mean, yeah, I'll bring that up too, especially at the end.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so basically they burn her, and he collects the ashes, and he tells them to like get his bow, and they're gonna go out hunting. And I mean, the beginning is just basically learning the mechanics and all that, blah blah blah.
No, of course,
uh,
yeah,
yeah, but like I said though, like in the beginning though, you really see the actor like putting his all in his in Kratos' voice and all that. Like there was, it was this moment. Um, no, yeah, they were out hunting a deer and all that, and at one point, uh, the son like he just kind of like right away shoots the deer and all that. He misses, the deer gets away, and he's just kind of like, "What are you doing?" and all that. It's just
oh,
I don't
he's
know.
all mad at,
I
yeah, he's mad.
wish,
He's like, yeah, he's all pissed
yeah,
off at him. I remember that. Yeah,
yeah. It's just kind of like he did, like I told you, to do it on my command. Now he's gonna be on alert. It's gonna be harder to catch and
yeah.
all that. But then they after they catch the deer though, after they finally get to kill the deer, that's when you get like a first little mini boss, which is like it's a troll. And
Oh
oh
yeah.
gosh, that is so cool. And it was actually already tough for me too, right in the beginning. This is the one thing that just kept having trouble with is always the dodging. I always had trouble with it, especially like I keep always wanting to like dodge backwards in moments, but like I still keep getting hit, and I'm like, God
Yeah,
damn it, you gotta
you
move to
get a
the side,
sidestep. Yeah.
dude. Get it was just so annoying. So it took me a while on that one. Um, but after they kill the troll though, fucking Atreus, it's already dead, but he's just like, yeah, Woody is like, fuck
Oh
you, and all
yeah.
that, starts stabbing it and shit. But you notice like he starts coughing as he's doing that, and Kratos is like, oh, okay, you're not ready to get out of here and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, so they just head home. They head home and everything. Uh, and the kid's all mad and shit. But when they get home, they hear a knock on the door, and it's Boulder, who knocks, and he's just kind of like, I'm looking for someone. It's like I know you're, yeah, like hiding here or not hiding some this person or something like that, or I know
Yes.
you have what I want. It's being super vague about it. Like we just had no idea what the fuck to do. And basically it just leads to a fight, and this fight was fucking epic
Dude, it
too.
was
Oh my gosh,
so sick, dude.
the hits, the impact, and everything, and then just his lines of dialogue where he's just kind of like, "This is kind of getting boring."
Oh yeah.
It's just so funny and everything, and it
Dude,
fucking
I
gets.
forgot about that fight, and now that I remember it, that's when I was like, okay, this seems to be fucking awesome.
And the brutality of it. Holy
Oh,
shit!
dude, yeah,
Those when you find like pin him down and you just like punching him and
yeah.
punching him, I'm like, oh god, this is and I'm pressing the buttons like, oh god. um But yeah, that's an epic fucking fight right there. Um, but after that, though, it becomes too dangerous for them to stay.
Yeah.
So he's just like, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna go.
Hey,
We'll deal
I'm
with him
sorry,
later.
I'm
But
gonna interrupt real fast. Fun fact
mm,
about that fight.
mm,
So you know, like the fight ends right, and Baldur like he falls,
mm,
right? He falls off the cliff or whatever, and then so
yeah.
I guess they modded the game, and so they put the camera like they were able to move the camera as he's falling. So when he's
Mm.
falling, he's flipping you off.
Yeah,
So like
that
the game
is
doesn't show
funny.
it, but if you move the camera around or like with the photo mode, like he's like falling, but he's flipping you off as he's falling. Like it's so hilarious, dude.
Dude,
I
that's
was like the little
awesome.
detail like that, and I was like, that's so fucking funny. And I was like, oh
That's
man.
no, that's fucking awesome. Holy shit. um, but yeah, so the Kratos just decides, okay, let's get out of here. We'll do the wife's last wishes first, and then we'll do with Balder later on.
Yeah.
mm. Um, and so as they're moving along, he's still trying to like train Atreus a bit, and they see. Yeah, I think no, yeah, you're just going over stuff. You're still going through the mechanics of it all, jumping and finding treasure and shit. Um, and it basically leads them to going hunting again. And they go after this pig, um, and Atreus he hits it and all that, but like the arrow bounces back, and again the acting, I don't know, just like the way he kind of like makes his voice kind of low in this moment where he's just kind of like, so what do you think happened? And he's kind of like, well, I mean, I don't know, it just uh did I miss it or something, or is it magical? And it's just kind of like, well, let's just get after it. But
Mm-hmm.
again, it's just his voice, it's so low and everything, like he's so serious, but also like he's being patient with him. He really wants him to figure out shit and all that. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think it might have been with the deer actually, where uh, they find it, but they were too far away, and so he asked Atreus like, "Do you think you can hit him from here?" And Atreus is like, "We should get closer." And it's just, and he's kind of like, "Fine, get closer, I guess," and everything. So
um,
it's always kind of fun.
with the with the deer, like how did they kill it?
Um, I think it was after that he said, that they should probably get closer, and it was just the same thing. It was just that he told him to like be patient, breathe out when you shoot and all that, and kind of like, and then you have to aim it for him. And he hits the deer, but it was still alive, and I forgot about this moment. I feel like,
Yeah, I was gonna tell you right now.
they
I was like, I don't know if you noticed that, like this little section, when he,
yeah.
because they go up to the deer because he's still breathing, and he's telling him, well, you have to kill it with a knife, right? Did you
Finish it.
notice that Kratos tried putting his hand over him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. I forgot. I actually didn't notice that the first time. It wasn't until I saw someone else's gameplay of
Oh,
it
okay,
that I
gotcha,
was
gotcha.
like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, he did try to put his hand over him, trying to be like, try to comfort him, but instead, like, he just puts his hand
Hmm.
over his son's hand as they like stab the deer
Yeah.
and kill it and all that. Um, Later on, though, when they finally make it out of their area of their house, he Atreus is like looking at the mountain, and he's just kind of like, whoa, like he's finally like seeing something more than just what he's always
Yeah.
grew up with and all that. And I think he says like he wishes that mom was here with him and all that, saying this. And like you see it briefly again, like he tries to put his hand on his back and all
Hmm.
that, but like he kind of like takes it down. And again, it's just, there's a lot of things you can like discuss about that moment. Like, did he do it? Did he put it down because he just kind of like maybe he's not ready to be like that affectionate, I guess, towards
Hmm.
his son or something like that, or it's just that thing that he doesn't feel like he should be a father and just doesn't want to, I don't know, just give him that fatherly love, even though the kid kind of deserves it. He kind of wishes he got that too and
No,
all that.
yeah, of course.
It's so complicated. It's like his emotions. It's just so fun to kind of discuss exactly what he's thinking the entire time. It's
Hmm.
so great. Um, but I mean, before that, I think it might have been before that. I don't know. My timelines are mixed up. But
I
yeah.
think it's so funny how you're like right now you're saying, yeah, my timelines are mixed up right now, and I'm just like, dude, I don't even remember this fucking game. You're fucking explaining step by step how it happened.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I basically I played it and then I saw the whole thing again twice. So A lot of it's kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, like they got the they shoot the pig. They actually managed to hit it, and then that's when um Freya comes in. We didn't know it was Freya at first. We just call her like the witch,
The
basically.
witch, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then we help her heal the pig because it turns out that was her friend and all that. And that's when we get to her place, which is the giant turtle that we mentioned and all that.
Hmm.
And I love this area. I can never find my way back to it, sadly. So it was just that one time that I saw it. But like it just like I said, like they mentioned, they use like a lot of, it was like a blood orange. I think that's what they said that they kind of used for that area. Um, and
Oh yeah,
it's just
because
so
it was
fucking
all,
beautiful.
yeah. It looked like fall, right? Yeah,
Basically, like
I
the whole
remember.
area
Yeah.
just looked like a fall and everything, and it's so beautiful. And I wish I could have gone. I wish I could have found myself back there, but after that, though, I just kept using the portals, and I ended up like underground. And
Oh yes,
so,
because
uh,
there's a door there.
yeah, mm-hmm. uh, but yeah, it just sort of, you just kind of talk to her, and she kind of gets along with the sun and everything. Uh, and then they take this underground pass, and that's when you finally get to uh what is it, the the River of Nine, I think that's what it's called. uh
Yeah. The big
yeah,
ass
basically,
fucking boat section.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get there, and then they see the sign saying like give up your weapons to the lake and all that, and he does. I actually found it funny
Dude,
because
yeah.
he was like, it's like, oh, Atreus, he reads that, and he's like, are you gonna give your weapon? I mean, you can just call it back, you know. And he's
Hmm.
like, all right. He throws it, it doesn't come back, and I was like, oh shit. I would have
Hmm.
been so embarrassed if that was me, dude. Just be like, oh no, I just lost mom's weapon and all that. It was funny. But this moment right here, though, this is like the moment that I said like it just blew my fucking mind, where uh, the lake starts to like rumbling and everything, and the fucking snake comes out and all that, and like you hear it talk, but like you don't understand what it's saying. The
Oh,
whole
I know.
voice
He's
on
just
it,
like, but it's all deep, right? Like it's like a
it's it it's
dude.
deep and rumbling and
It's
all that.
so
It just
cool, dude.
it's so badass, and I like legit got frightened for a second because I was like, please tell me I don't have to fight that or something like that. But I can't remember what the name of it, but like he basically Trace says like, oh, it's
It's the world serpent. I looked up
yes,
his name too because I knew it was a world serpent, but like he has a Joden, I guess. Jormungandr. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that.
the the world serpent, yeah.
Yeah, world serpent. Just yeah,
It's
just say
easy.
that. Oh,
Mm.
Doguder, whatever. But yeah, world serpent. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. But he says that, oh no, he's a kind creature and all that. I'm like, oh, thank God. But yeah, uh, uh, but oh my gosh, I love that moment too, especially because again, the music, that's when it goes kind of like epic and you hear something
Hmm.
different from it. And that's when the world finally opens up to you. You can go everywhere you whatever wherever you want. Um, did you go side questing
Oh
in that
yeah,
moment,
dude.
or
No,
did
I
you?
mean, I always do it like with every game, and this is what's
Mm-hmm.
this is new for God of War, like just open world. Because before it'd be like
Mm-hmm.
linear, so just go here, go there, fight this guy, go there. So all this was new. Like that's why I was like, I don't. That's why I'm always like, I don't like this boat because it's just like
Mm.
you have to go from here to there. It takes like 2 minutes, and I'm just like, oh okay. I like the conversations that they're having, but I'm like, fuck, they could be faster. Um,
I
yeah.
love the boat rides. I loved all the conversations.
Yeah.
I purposely like wanted to go back to the boat just to see like
Mhm.
what the heck are they going to talk about next.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Especially
But it's like I'll be on the boat for like the longest time, and then they just shut up, and I'm just like, oh, all right. I was like,
I
time to
guess that's the
go.
end.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did a bunch of the side missions. I always do, just because it's. I mean, it's part of the world. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and these were like really interesting. Um, I don't really remember. I was gonna look at a video too, like a walkthrough. I just didn't have time to it. But what I really did like though was like the like the portals, like the
Mm-hmm.
you like put your hand in there and you have to fight something.
Oh yeah.
It's like I loved them and I fucking hated them at the same time.
Dude, the first time I put my hand in one of those portals,
Yeah,
I didn't know that something was gonna like attack us,
yeah.
and so I stood like right next to it, and I just get hit, and it was a one hit KO, and I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
And
that
so I was like, oh, okay, I guess back off when it happens, and so that's oh my god, it was so funny. It was, um,
yeah, that's what I liked about them too, because it's like you don't, because I think sometimes you just like get like an item, right?
yeah, some of them
Yeah,
are
yes,
items, but a
because it'd be like
majority of
okay,
them are.
okay, I'll look at it and I'm like fuck. I'll look at my surroundings and I'm just like,
Mhm.
am I gonna fucking die, or am I gonna live? Fuck it, let's find out. And then boom, sure enough, dead. I was like, god damn
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Um, yeah, those. Yeah, all the side. Oh, one thing what I loved about this game is that the side quests never felt like I was deterring from the main story.
Mm,
You know, like with Breath of the Wild, it was everything
it's
open world.
everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, but like that one though, like it really just felt like side quests. Like, yeah, like, oh, you're here, might as well do this and all that,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. And it never felt like I was progressing a story in any way. But
It
with this one though, all of it just it was important to their relationship. The most interesting side quest was the uh I think it was finding the whetstone for one of the dwarves.
mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention we meet these dwarves in the game and all that. I can't remember the names, but one's like a blue skin one and everything, and he's fucking hilarious. um,
Oh, it's
Brock and Sindri.
yeah, Brock and Sentry, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow, it just hit me. Yeah, the first one we meet was Brock, and he's just kind of like he's kind of like this doesn't give a shit attitude and all that. At one point, he kind of goes like, "Oh, well, do you want me to fix it or not, you son of a bitch?"
Oh yeah.
It's just that's one of the lines that he says, and it's so hilarious. Sindri, like complete opposite of his brother and all that, and he's a bit of a germaphobe, which is so funny, especially like those moments where like um this is one moment. What was it? Oh, they asked Sindri if like he knows where this one character's eye is, and he's like, "Yeah, Odin asked me to." He just can't help
I
himself but throw up
forgot
and
he was
everything.
all like germophobic and all that. I
Yeah,
totally forgot about that. God damn.
it's it's so hilarious.
Yeah,
I
they're
love it.
they're like honestly them two, like their chemistry, like it's one of my favorites of like the whole game.
Hmm. Um, but we find a whetstone for Sindri, and
Mm-hmm.
so we like sneak into this I don't know what's it called, but basically someone's treasure and all that. Favnir's treasure. When we make it to the first one, we see this guy that's just dead in front of the treasure that we were looking for and all that. And he mentions, and his ghost appears, and he mentions that it was his son that killed him,
Mm-hmm.
like stabbed him in the back, and he took control of their group that the dad was leading and all that.
Yeah.
And so then we had to like then we leave the place and we're trying to look for where the sun went and all that. But the whole entire time, Atreus is like shocked at the fact that his the dude's own son killed him, And at one point, he goes, I mean, I get mad at you sometimes, but I would never stab you in the back and all that. But like when he says that, but it goes, I get mad at you sometimes, and he interrupts him and goes, "Do you?" like like in a joking way, like, "Do you
Yeah.
now?" And all that. And he's just got, oh, I mean, just sometimes and all that. But when you make it to the next part later on, Kratos asks him like, "When do you get mad at me? Like, when does that happen?" And it's just, oh well, it's just some when it's just moments when it feels like you don't think I'm capable of doing something,
Yeah.
and he tries to explain to him like, well, I just I don't know what you are capable of. You're just a kid and all that, and it's just this little connection and all that. And I think,
It's funny
and
that
then
you
I think
mentioned like this
Atreus.
side. I'm sorry. When you mentioned the side story, like the side quest, it reminds me of No Way Home when
Hmm.
what's it called, like the friend. He's like, oh yeah, like he's like, when all the Spider-Mans are together, all the Peter Parkers are like in the lab working on the things, and he goes like,
Mm.
"Oh yeah, I had a best friend once. I killed him though and all that shit." And he's like, "What? Why?" Like, "Yeah, he turned evil, tried killing me." And then he tells Peter, "I would never kill you." He's like, "What?" It just reminds you of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny that that gets brought up in the game with Atreus because later on, he kind of does something. Um, yeah, but yeah, just again, like each of these stories, like it's all each of these side quests, like it does something to really bring them more closer together, especially when they meet this one guy who said that his whole entire crew died like in a during a storm, and basically his whole entire crew became hellwalkers, and so he
Yes.
asked him
Uh
if
huh.
he can kill them all for him or like, lay them to rest and all that. And Kratos is the one that was more interested in this side quest than Atreus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and later on, the Atreus asked him like, why did you want to do this? Like out of all of them, like why was this one so important to you? And he's just kind of, he goes, he seemed like a good leader. Like his crew followed him to the end and all that. And I think
Yeah.
these are qualities that you should learn. And I'm like, fuck, Kratos, you're kind of a good dad. You know that it's like, it's just you have a lot to learn, but like you're kind of a good dad here. It's so fun. Oh man, and
Yeah,
so yeah,
that's what I liked about this game too. Like all the side quests, like you would have all these little interact. Like it is like, oh, go do this, right? But at the same time, it's like they're bonding at the same time, and they're also connecting. Well, I mean, same shit,
mm-hmm.
right? But it's like every other game. It's like, okay, yeah, go do this. Okay, you're done. Awesome. Here's like some money and some experience. But like no, but like with these games, well, with Ragnarok too, it's like the same thing. It's like why are we doing this? Like, oh, we gotta do this because of this. Like he gives them reasons, and like they just bond
Mm-hmm.
over time, and like later on too. I guess we're gonna spoil the whole fucking game, anyways. Later on
Yeah.
we get fucking what's his name? The guy with the head. The head. What was his name?
Mimir.
Yeah. So even like later on, those side quests became they'll talk to each other. Like they're all talking, and they're like, oh, like it to bring up the past, or they're someone will say something, and they reflect on that, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it was always so interesting just doing the side quest because
Yeah,
it's
you
like
just.
yeah, you would have to go fight and all that, but it's like what I'm really interested in the side quest is like the conversations that they're having.
Mm-hmm.
They were always
Yeah, I
so
know.
interesting.
Yeah, he Atreus asked him like, "Oh, do you know any stories? Like, did you ever hear
Mm-hmm.
some?" And he tells him some of them, but like they're so to the point and just kind of he tells them like in a boring way. Like can't remember one where I think.
And you know what? And it's so funny that you mentioned that. It's like they're to the point, but like the stories he's telling is they're stories from the first three games.
Oh, really?
They're yeah, so
Hmm.
they're stories that he's done. Like every story that he mentioned, like they're all references to the first three games or like the two PSP games. They're all
Hmm.
references to his story.
Yeah, I know
Mm-hmm.
of one where he mentions like the some horse made a deal with the human
Yeah.
saying if they can work together and all
Uh huh.
that. I I didn't think of it at the time, but it wasn't until later on that I was like, oh, that's his story. Like he
Yeah,
made a
it's him.
deal with
Yeah.
someone and basically lost his
Mm-hmm.
freedom and all that. And so it was interesting, especially his reaction at the end. I think Atreus like, oh, I hope it was worth it, and he goes, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Just kind of like fuck. That's like again, so much of this game like adds weight to the past three games and all that. I can't remember the story, but I like the one where he tells like half of it, and then Atreus kind of like, mm, he just gives his thoughts about the story and all that, but like basically gives away the ending. And Kratos is like, oh, he just said the ending and all that. I wish I could. I'm horribly explaining it, but
No, that's fine. Don't worry.
yeah, but like he does that. But it was so funny his reaction, like, oh yeah. That was the ending. It's just it was funny. Um, but yeah, there was this one side quest though. I never got to finish the tiers, those little portal things that you stick your hand into. I never got to finish that side
Oh,
quest,
me
like
neither, dude.
get them all.
Oh.
But like apparently though, if you get through all of them at the end, Kratos like really gives a big compliment to Atreus where he tells him like, look how far you've come and all that. Like I think he even tells him like he's proud of him or something. I don't
Oh
know.
no shit!
And
I
I was
didn't
like,
know about that.
yeah, it's so. I was like, damn, that's awesome.
You're like, well, time to open it up again.
I know part of me was kind of like, should I go for it? But fuck that, nah, I can't.
That's how I am too. It's like if I like, I mean, with like these games, like just like if it's only like single player, I'm like,
Mhm,
okay, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna try doing everything, and if I can, if I
mhm.
finish the game and I can't do it, I'm just like, I'll just look it up on YouTube, like, because
Yeah,
if anything, it's too hard for me to do.
yeah, for me too. I tried to try to finish as much of the side quest as I could
Hmm.
before getting to the ending and all that,
Yeah,
but I finally just went screw it, finish the story.
yeah. You finished it fast too.
I couldn't stop, dude. Like as soon as I started, I was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I gotta get to the ending.
You texted me what, like 3 or 4 days ago, like started it. I was like, awesome, and then you texted me today, bought it. I was like, damn, he's done. Like, holy shit. I was like, that was
uh,
fast.
and I finished it days before I bought it, mind you. Like I
I
finished it.
know.
Oh my gosh,
I was like, hey, good for
that's
him.
funny.
He's really liking it. I was like, oh, Last of Us is next. Let's
Mm,
go.
yeah, The Last of Us. Oh my god, that's gonna take forever. Okay. Um.
I love how we
uh.
sidetrack. I mean, I love it. Like, I just
Yeah,
love it. Yeah.
I really don't mind sidetracking. It's always
Yeah.
fun. Um. Fuck, man, where are we in the story? Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I went through all like those little temples and everything, every single one of them, and just tried to get as much as I could. The one gameplay that I was talking about that I was watching, that dude did basically all the side quests, um, that he could before like getting to the next
Hmm.
part, which is going towards the mountain and everything. And
Oh
then
yeah.
after that, after the mountain part, he did the side quests, all the side quests again, and like he had like 100,000 XP, like not even getting
God
close to the ending of the
damn.
story. Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck, guy." um, yeah, but it was fun. But for me though, I fucking struggle with the XP and money and shit. I think, oh man, it was, yeah, it
Oh,
was
same
annoying.
here. What's it called? Oh, I mean, did you understand like the whole armor thing? Like,
Not really. I just got whatever gave me my strength and defense up.
yeah, same here. Because I know there's like
Mm-hmm.
armor sets are like way better than what we're supposed to like actually have, but I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to look into that. I felt like it was too
Yeah.
much reading, and it's like, it throws me off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I get that's I don't know if like cooldown modes and all that, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, eat those little, oh my gosh, oh wait,
Oh,
those
your face is like lit up.
the runes that
Hmm.
you get, like which ones do you remember which ones you used?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. So
What'd
mine,
you
like,
use?
I used one that if you dodge perfectly, it'll slow down time for you. And so whenever I got it,
Hmm.
I would like use a heavy attack, and you know how we use a heavy attack, it kind of like
You charge it?
cuts to a clip, and
Uh
yeah,
huh.
basically you're just smashing like
Yeah.
to the enemies and
Yeah.
shit and all that. Like I always try to do that. And then the other one was you hit the enemies with like an ice beam. Um,
Oh, I remember that fucking ice beam. That shit was awesome.
dude, that thing was OP as fuck. Like
I
seriously.
know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's why I freaked out. Like, dude, those runes were fucking sick. I love them. Especially man, I can't wait to get to the ending. Um but with the story, you know, you make it to the nine realms and you just go to this bridge, and then basically that bridge leads you to the mountain where you're supposed to go. That's the story, by the way. They're trying to get the mom's ashes to the top of to the highest peak of on all the realms and all that. Um, but when they make it to the mountain, it's blocked by this black cloud and everything, and that's when Freya comes in. She's like, "Yeah, there's a way to take it away, but you're gonna need to go to oh man, what was the world? Fuck." uh, basically,
It's
where
the elves, right?
yeah, where the elves live. I can't remember the name, but we're supposed to go there. We're supposed to go to this pillar of light that's in the middle of the realm and all that, and just walk into it. But we're in the middle of a war, basically against like the dark elves and the
Oh
light
yeah.
elves. Um, and
Alfheim.
Alfheim. Okay, yeah. Um, but yeah, it just I think we're just kind of going through it. I don't remember much dialogue in their moments.
That's the
Yeah,
place where I struggled the most, honestly, with the light elves and the dark elves. I fucking
mhm.
fucking hold on. I'm gonna yell real fast. Fucking hated them. I fucking hated them. I hated them. My brother hated them. My friend hated
Really?
them. My cousin hated them. I'm pretty sure. Oh god, they were so annoying.
Dang. I mean, I mean, I struggled throughout the whole thing, so I can't really tell like which
You're the
one,
guy.
which.
No, this is the place where I struggled the most, and this is
Mm-hmm,
a place where I'm just like like if I passed like a place you know like a certain part of that world
mm-hmm.
or realm I would be fucking dying. Like I would barely make it, and I'm fucking dying, and I'm just like fucking shit. Dude. Like where the fuck is the health at?
Yeah. Oh my god. Um. Oh, there was this one rune I did not know about at all, but it was called Ratatosk or something. Did you ever get that?
Ratatosk?
Yeah. Is so you know how the sun he gets runes too, and he gets to summon like certain animals that like
Uh
attack
huh.
enemies. But Ratatosk though, it's a rune that summons a squirrel, and he's able to if you upgrade him to his highest form, he'll dig up um,
Health for you or what?
health or rage crystals.
Oh.
Yeah, I never knew about that, but like, but what's so fucking hilarious about it though is that the squirrel can talk, and he's just cussing at you, and he's just like, "You're fucking summoning me for this and all that," like, and he goes, "You're fine. Why are you summoning me?" or something like that, and like he'll get the crystals, and he goes, "Bye, fuckers," and all that. Just like he's just nonstop cussing at you and all that. It's hilarious. Like, oh man, I wish I would have gotten that in the beginning. That would have like made my gameplay so much fun.
No,
um,
I never got him. But I'll just stay. I'll just leave it like that. I never got him, but I know who he is. Once you said that, I was like, "What? Like he comes out?" I was like, "I didn't know that." That's crazy. Oh, that should be so fucking easy for me. God damn
mhm.
it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like when you upgrade it, you know, just get. But you gotta like use you gotta you know how the sun gets two different types of arrows, like I guess a light arrow and the lightning one or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Uh
can
huh.
remember. If you, I think if you choose the lightning one, you get the rage. But if you use the blue one, you get the health. And so, mm, that would have been confusing for me, honestly.
Yeah. Same.
um, yeah, but I remember now though. When they make it to Alfheim, Atreus says that he keeps hearing voices. You know, it gets kind of worse as they go deeper into the realm and all that. And at one point, he says that he heard his mom's voice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of like, and that's what's causing the tension now because Kratos is like, dude, she's dead. Like, there's no way you can hear
No.
her
Yeah. Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
and all that. But like he kind of gets Atreus gets frustrated about that, and at one point he kind of says like, it's not like he ever it's something like I cared about her the most, or like you know, or I knew her the most and everything and all that, and it's kind of frustrating, but you're kind of like, oh god, Atreus, you gotta calm
Shut
it
the
down,
fuck
dude.
up.
You know.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, you're pushing it. Come on.
Like the game's called
Um,
God of War. Do you know why? Not
uh, mm, but yeah, I mean, just that's mainly what I remember. But then as you get towards the Pillar of Light, though, Kratos is the one that walks in, and he's
Dude,
just seeing this
that's my favorite scene from the whole game.
really.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
he walks in,
mm.
something happens. Do you want to explain what happened? I forgot what happens, but I just love when Atreus pulls him out, and
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
he's like, what the fuck happened? Because like he's fucking, it's just Atreus by himself, and like there's a bunch of like elves on the fucking floor, like dead.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I was only gone for like a minute. And he's like, you were gone for so long. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but Kratos he goes into the light, and he is hearing his wife's voice, but he's also like going through these places just one after another. And I don't know if I didn't notice this the first time, but it wasn't
Mhm.
until this I watched someone else's gameplay. But at one point he makes it to a bridge, inside the light, and it's the bridge in Jotunheim, the one that you cross over towards the end of the game, and then I think another place is I can't remember what it was, but basically there are two moments though where like it takes place in the future. Like it's somewhere where he's going to go, and like it hasn't happened yet. And I was like,
Oh
oh,
no
fucking like,
shit!
yeah, that was a really cool detail. I didn't notice that.
I need to look into
Um,
that because I've never.
mhm,
I don't think I've ever like noticed that at all.
yeah. But as he's going through the light though too, you hear Atreus on the outside, and he's saying like, um, it was oh, man, oh god, I wish I could remember the dialogue because it was actually really good because he's something like that he misses his mom. It's like, why'd you leave me with him and all that, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I know,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
like I know I love him, I know he loved me, but like I just it's hard to tell. Like I wish he would try more, and if he did that, I would try more too, and all that. um and and it's really cool though too because as he's like saying these things, but they're all like spread apart. Like you'll say something, pause, and then say something else, and so like you can tell if you watch it the second time, you'll tell like, oh, this is like those moments where he probably like fought some elves and all that. Then he's saying something else and all that, and before
yeah,
he fought more elves and shit. But then yeah, like you mentioned though, Atreus, he pulls him out and he's just like, "What'd you do?" Like I was like, "Why'd you pull
yeah,
me out?" and all that. And he's like, "You were gone." He's like, "It was only for a moment." And then he pauses and he looks all the dead elves around him, and fucking Atreus, the badass, just like he just kills them all and everything. Which is oh, we forgot to mention like before he goes into the light, Kratos hands Atreus his axe. And he's just kind of like, "You're giving me your axe?" And he's just like, "I'm letting you hold it. Calm
yeah,
down. It's not."
yeah.
And he's just kind of like, "Yeah, but still, I'm holding it." And he clearly used it. I think it was like it was inside one of the elves'
One of the
body
elves, yeah.
and all that. But yeah, Atreus was like super pissed off that he left him for so long and everything, and he knew also that he probably heard his mom's voice while
Yeah.
he was in the light and all that.
They never
Um,
said how long he was gone for, huh?
Nah, but I mean, you from the bodies, you can
No,
tell
yeah, it was all
it was like a really
it was
long time.
bodies on
Honestly,
bodies, dude.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was like a day or something. I don't know.
Oh shit, a day.
Yeah, that's probably too long, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, you never know though.
Yeah. But after that, though, Atreus just like has this major attitude towards Kratos because he was super pissed off, and again, he thinks that he probably did hear his mom. He's kind of I think he was probably like a little bit jealous that he probably heard her, and
Mm-hmm.
probably tried looking for her and all that. Um. Uh. But at one point, it kind of led to him. Again, why can't I remember the dialogue? God damn it. um.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Mhm. Um. Basically, um. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like Trace is jealous about it, and he kind of says like that Kratos never really cared about her and all that. So of course he wouldn't like really actually go out looking for her and all that, uh, and everything. But he's just kind of like, it's like, don't think my silence means that I don't care about her. It's just I'm processing it in my way, and like I'll
Yeah.
leave you to yours and all that. And that's when you kind of like, okay, sorry, um, and all that. But yeah, that was basically just that moment though, like where that was like the one genuine connection that they kind of had, where it was about the mom and everything. Um, and so you make it out, but you fight the like, I don't know, the king dark elf or something. I don't know. I don't think he had a name and all that, but that fight was pretty cool. I really liked it. The blast and everything, um, getting all dark around him and shit. It was annoying, but it was cool. um, then yeah, then they just make it back up to the mountain. They go through the dark clouds and everything, and then that's when they're inside. But basically from the bottom, and they're trying to move up and shit. Um, and I don't think there was much dialogue between them in this moment. It was just sort of them trying to get to the top. Um, and when they make it there, though, that's when they see Mimir again. No, sorry, no, it wasn't Mimir. Not Mimir. Thor's sons. They're talking to
Balder.
Mimir. No, Balder wasn't there actually. It
Oh, the other
was
guy. Yeah.
yeah. I
Was
can't
it both
remember.
of them or just one?
It was both of them,
Yeah,
Thor's
yeah,
sons.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm
That was
talking to
like,
Mimir, asking him like where Kratos and the son
mm-hmm.
is at, trying to sneak around and everything. Luckily, though, they leave, and that's when they do meet Mimir, and they tell him like, "Oh yeah, we're here because we wanna. Our mom asked us to spread her ashes in the highest peak of the realm." And he's like, "Ooh, this isn't the highest peak. It's in Jotunheim." And he shows them the place,
Yeah.
and they're kind of like, "Fuck." It's like we came all the way over here for nothing. And so, but the problem though is that Jotunheim is closed off. There's no way for them to get there. But Mimir tells him, "I know how to get there, but you're gonna have to get me out of here because he's stuck in the tree."
Yeah,
Uh,
he's like entwined with the vines and all that, right?
mm-hmm,
And the
basically,
roots. Yeah, he's just trapped there.
yeah,
Pobrecito.
yeah. I know. No, oh God, I fucking love this character right from the beginning. He tells him
He's
like he can
awesome,
help
dude.
them. Dude, he's the honestly, I think he probably is the best character. I mean, besides Kratos and the Sun, a lot.
No,
But
yeah, of
he's
course,
like
yeah.
the most fun character. Because he tells him like if you get it just chop off my head, you bring it back to life, and I can help you guys get to Jotunheim and everything. And Kratos is like, "You really want me to kill you?" And he's just like, and he tells like this sad fucking story that Odin comes to him all the time for like the past 100 years, that he would just torture him, and he's just like, "This isn't living." And trust me, Odin gets creative with his tortures, So this is you're doing me a favor here, and then before he, I love it. This dialogue I remember, but he goes, "Hey, before you cut my head off though, I gotta tell you, you can't you can't keep this secret for long. You gotta tell your son that he's a god. It'll lead, the more you wait, the more consequences there will be."
Oh yeah.
And Kratos just goes, "I'm gonna chop off your head now." Fair enough. He does it with one fell swoop, cuts it off, and that's it. But that I don't know, but just it was funny though. But yeah, that was a great introduction to Mimir, just like his whole situation and everything, and he's just kind of like being a jokester throughout the whole time and everything.
Oh, and he's so fucking smart too, dude.
No, I love it when like he's piecing together stuff the throughout the rest of the game. Um, but yeah, they get his head and they go back to Freya, and she brings it back to life and everything. Oh, I forgot to mention. Oh my gosh, I can't believe completely skipped this part. When they make it up the mountain, you fight a fucking dragon.
I
Yeah,
forgot there was fucking dragons in the damn game too.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I freed two of the dragons.
There was
I never
three of
made
them,
it to.
right?
There was three of them. I only freed two after the game. Then I saw the third one and it was dead. And I was like, "Oh shit, does this happen?" I guess.
Huh.
I don't know. It was weird. I was confused by it.
Yeah.
But the dragon that you fight though was a separate one. It wasn't the ones that you freed. But you're fighting it and everything, and just Atreus is by the side. It's on the sidelines. He's trying to shoot arrows as much as he can and everything. But the fucking epic part though is like after you kill the dragon, I think you like kind of like chop. No, I don't know. You kind of like cut its throat basically, and as it falls though, Kratos is holding onto him. And he falls too, but like he rolls to the ground, and you just see the back behind him. And then the dragon falls, and he's just standing right in front of it. I don't know if I explained it, but like it was an epic fucking shot of him just like being right in front of the dragon. It's like one of those walking away from an explosion.
Don't look at the explosion walking away.
Yeah. But this one though, he looks at his skill, and it's just like boom. It was fucking epic. But that's where Atreus though gets his like lightning arrows and everything. It was funny though, because it was Sindri that was there, and he's like, "Oh, because we saved his life because he was the one being attacked by the dragon, and this is his thanks. For one thing, he gives Atreus these green arrows made of mistletoe."
Yeah.
And what's so funny though is that when you see Atreus shooting it, it doesn't go far. Like it just kind of like it just goes and then it just drops, and it's just kind of like, okay, those are shitty arrows.
Yeah.
And, but he also goes, okay, I know what else I can give you, and he has to get one of the tooth of the dragon, and he like hands it towards Sindri, but he's just like, just hold it out, just just
I
hold it
remember
out,
that. I fucking
and,
remember that one.
and he just kind of like sprinkles it with something, and that's when you put
Sprinkle.
it to the bow, and you get lightning arrows, which is cool. Um, but yeah, uh, but I brought those arrows because when you make it back to Freya to reanimate the head, she notices them and it goes it's like, where'd you get those? It's just like, you gotta get rid of these. You know, these are dark magic stuff, very
Yeah.
bad. Don't get them. Uh, this part right here though, I kind of had to like talk about the plot of it. It was kind of weird because she mentions that the arrows were like dark magic or something, that they're really bad. Um, and they never mentioned the fact that he had like a piece of the arrow, Atreus, on like that was holding onto his sash or something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know if you remember. Like his part of his the thing that's holding his bows is like coming off, and then Kratos like grabs one of the arrows and like uses it to kind of like hook them back together and all that. So
Uh huh.
he had like a piece of his arrow on his chest throughout the rest of the game after that. And so when Freya says that the arrows are bad, they don't really talk about that the little piece, going like, oh, should we get rid of this piece too? Like, would that be bad and all that? And then when they meet Sindri again, they never bring it up the fact that, hey, why'd you give us like bad magic arrows or something like that? And so it's just, I mean, it's just like a little thing that they never really bring up,
Yeah.
and
No,
it's
you know what? I
yeah,
totally forgot. Like, I don't think I ever caught that. Honestly.
yeah, it was kind of weird, like, and especially because like they're really bright green, the arrows, and you see it like right there. Oh my gosh! And then I forgot this too, but like when the next time they meet Sindri, he literally says like, "Oh, you have a piece of it on your chest. Is it like a memento for me or something to your dear friend Sindri?"
Oh my god.
Like they bring it up, but they don't mention the fact like, no, we have to get rid of them because they were dark magic. Like they never
Yeah.
bring it up, and it's important. I'll bring it up later. But yeah, it was weird, but I mean whatever. I guess. Uh, but yeah, they reanimate it and everything. That's when we find out that the witch was Freya. Fucking Freya spits on Mir's face when he gets reanimated. That was so funny. And then Kratos gets all pissed off because he hates gods and shit, and he's pissed that like he never knew that she was also a god, and she's kind of like, it's like, you're really gonna judge me about keeping secrets that I'm a god? Come on. uh, but yeah, they leave, and then you just back. Where do you go next? Look, I can't remember where they go next, but you have Mimir by your side now, and just he's one of the best characters in the game. And he just and he's telling you so much backstory of like all the characters of Freya's story, how she had to marry Odin and all that, and she kept the peace between all the because of her marrying Odin. She like there's kind of like peace between all the realms
Hmm.
for a while, but the marriage wasn't great, sadly. And at one point, and Freya wanted to leave the relationship, but in doing so, that pissed off Odin, and so he basically cursed her to stay in Midgard forever. And she also, it's important. This is important, but like he took away her fighting spirit. Basically, she can never kill another god,
Yeah.
and not even to defend herself, which is like, look, that's kind of messed up. Mm. Um, and yeah, just I love all the stories that he tells, um, especially because some of the stories, they're not exactly like the original mythological stories. Like he tells the one of Thor losing his hammer. Um, I don't know if you ever caught that story. Um,
I probably did, but I'll be like, honestly, like, Norse mythology isn't like my best
mhm.
mythological thing. So.
Well, I mean, just that one, like someone steals Thor's hammer. Then the only way he gets it back if the giant that took it from him says like, "I'll give it back only if I marry." Ooh, what's her name? Mm, I can't remember her name, but he wanted to like marry someone, and Obviously the woman said no, so Thor, he dressed up as a woman, pretended to be the wife,
Yeah,
like the giant's wife and all that. And when the right woman called for it, he like took off his disguise and like killed everyone, got his hammer back and killed everyone. But
I
in this
think I
one
remember
though,
that story.
yeah, though well, that's the original like mythology of
Yeah,
it. In this one though, they said that the giant wanted to marry Freya. Obviously, she said no, so I think someone else kind of went in for her, but he was disguised as something else, like through an illusion. He wasn't the
yeah.
one dressed like as the woman and all that. But it still ended the same way. He killed all the people that were in the
Either
wedding.
way.
Yeah. So there was just like these little details here and there that they kind of changed around, which I mean, I don't mind it, but like it was really cool that they really went to detail about everything, and not just with the whole mythologies, but like of the world too.
Hmm.
Throughout the game, you see these stones, and they're like stuff written on them, and that Atreus translates for you and everything. It's just kind of like, I guess, people's journeys of throughout certain places and all that. Um, that's it's incredible detail. I never really read through them, but I
Oh, dude,
appreciate the
I
effort.
tried doing that too, but it's like I click on it and it's like, I'll read it later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same.
No, yeah, I always thought
um,
that was neat, like how they do that, like with the little notes that people leave behind too.
mhm.
Um, what's it called? You mentioned like what's it called? Just like the mythological thing is like the closest thing that I have to like the Norse mythology is like the Marvel movies.
Mhm.
Just because it's like, well, I mean Thor and then Odin's son and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and my favorite part of like that that stupid Norse mythology is the one when fucking Thor is like explaining like, oh, like when we were kids, like Loki dressed up as a snake and he like transformed back and stabbed me or something like that. And I was like, that's so stupid.
Yeah. Um. Actually, I really like that in Wolfenstein. Whenever you get these like newspaper clippings, throughout
Oh
some
yeah.
parts, it tells. I didn't read through a lot of them, but
Mhm.
like just basically saying like, oh, there was an attack here, but the great Nazis stopped them and all that.
Yeah,
It's just kind of like, oh god.
like little collectibles like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's always so great when
Oh,
games kind
excuse
of
me.
do that.
There's
I
a
don't.
game. There's a game called Mafia 3
Mm-hmm.
where you can collect Playboy magazines. And so like the cover would just be like I don't know, I think honestly I'm not too sure, but they might be like accurate magazines.
Mm,
But if they're not, then they just have like the it's like, oh, like, you found this magazine and like the cover, like you had there's like a, if you go to like the settings and all that, they have like
mm.
a tab and it's like, oh, collectibles, and then excuse me, and then there's the magazines and they're just like topless women. It's like what the fuck.
Mhm.
It's so random. It's so random, but it's like, this is pretty cool, I guess. I'm gonna go look for all
Yeah.
of them.
I remember I never like finished it at all. But Fire Emblem Three Houses, that one.
Mm,
If you go to like the library, because you're in the school,
yeah.
it gives you like the entire history of like that world basically. And so that one I actually did almost try to make an effort to like read through them all, because I don't know. I just thought maybe this is gonna be important. Who knows? Um,
No.
Probably not. Uh, but yeah, just again, those one. I love it when games do that. I don't read
That's
through
cool though,
them,
because
but
like I
again,
mean, like people like they get like, I mean, the developers, they get so into the fucking world. They're like, hey, let's add this, let's do this, let's do that.
mm-hmm,
It's so cool, especially when
mm-hmm,
it adds on to the story. Like, well, how you just mentioned like a Fire Emblem, like
mm-hmm,
explaining the whole fucking story, like the whole history of like the class, the houses. Yeah, houses, right? That's what they're called. Like, or
yeah.
like the groups.
Basically, just like the land.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's fucking crazy. You know what did that shit too? Fucking Skyrim.
really?
Yeah, you just fucking, you find random books and you just read them. You can fucking read a whole book. Well, not a whole book, but it's like a section of it. But like I think it's like
Mm-hmm.
5 pages, but like imagine like a long page. And it's, dude, there's so many fucking books in there. And I think I saw like, I guess one of the developers was like a fan of a football player,
Mm-hmm.
and he added his name in one of the books, and he found it, and he's like, "What the fuck? That's my name." And then yeah, like, "Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of yours." And I was like, "What the fuck?" It's so random.
That's funny.
That's so cool, dude.
Hmm. Uh, and what did they have to do? I know they had to find. Oh, they had. Oh my gosh, this part. Okay, yeah. So they get Mimir's head, and
Yeah.
they go off to a different part of the world, and it's basically this like frozen place. And I can't remember the history of it, but basically, this giant that was like a really good um like I think it's like a swordsmith. I think that's what he called them basically. One of the best ones in all the realms and all that. But this giant got into a fight with Thor and he lost, died, and his body still remained in that place, in this one place. And when he said giant, it literally meant giant. You just see this ginormous body throughout throughout this section of the world and all that. And
Oh, you sent me a picture of that.
yeah, I
You were
saw you a
like,
picture of it.
dude, and I was like,
What
oh,
the fuck?
yeah. That's when I was like, oh shit, he's playing the game.
Yeah, dude, that just it freaked me out because I get like same thing with the world serpent, like it's just this ginormous thing. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like I hope nothing happens in that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, but basically this giant had like a stick on his head, and you had to get to the bottom part of it to get this thing. And it was pretty cool because like it was beneath like this whole like giant layer of ice, and Kratos is just like, I got an idea, and the giant had like this hammer by his side, and that was his idea to just drop the hammer, smash it through the ice, and get to the
Yeah.
bottom part of it. It was funny though too because he says all he says is I have a plan, and both Mimir and Atreus have to like figure it out, and it wasn't until later on that Atreus is like, "Oh, you want to smash the fucking ice, don't you?" And Mimir the whole time he's just kind of like, "This is your fucking plan. Like you can't think of anything else to do other than this, can you? Huh? You two just want to smash through things all the time, don't you? What the fuck?" But yeah, he gets that thing, and this little like I don't know what I can't remember what it was called, but it was like this fire chisel thing. But that opens up these sections. This like I don't know if you remember this like diamond shaped kind of like crystal that's on front of doors. You couldn't get through it until you get that thing, and you just kind of smash through it. But there's basically all those doors leads to Valkyries. Those Valkyrie fights. Do you remember them?
Do you? How many did you fight?
I think I only fought like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you beat them?
I killed them, yeah, but like I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't finish the side quest.
Fuck them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Fuck them.
Oh my gosh, there was no way I was gonna get to one. At one point, you can get the symbol to go to this like fireplace. I can remember what's it called, but you know, it's like it's all filled with lava. It's super hot in that other realm, and all it is though is just these challenges. Like you go up to this giant sword, and it's like it gives you a challenge.
Yeah.
Dude, I never made it past the second stage. Fuck that stage.
You're talking about the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you have to you go higher and higher. Mm-hmm. I made it up to like I want to say like the second last one, and I just couldn't fucking beat it. And I was like, you know what? And I was stuck there for like 2 days, dude. And I was
shit.
I was like, nah, fuck this shit. Like I'm just gonna fucking beat the game. I was like, I'll come back, but I never did. I was like, nah, I'm good. No, but the Valkyries, dude. Yeah, I think I defeated 5 of them, if I'm right. And the first one that I did, and I was like fucking stuck. I was like, shit. It took me like 3 days to beat her. And I looked it up. I was like, how do I beat this Valkyrie? And what's it called? I looked online. Oh, well, I looked online, right? It's like, oh, like this Valkyrie is like the second hardest one to beat. And I was like, well, no fucking wonder I'm fucking struggling. And just by sheer luck, dude, like I beat her. And after that, I was just like, nah, fuck this. I was like, fuck the Valkyries. But like, yeah, there's some that are easy, some that are hard, and it's just like, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, well,
I
one
never
of
beat
the
the queen, so I'm just like, I'm not gonna fucking bother.
yeah, well, one of the Valkyries is at the end of that stage of that realm, so
Hmm.
you were like
Yeah,
you're
you're
probably
forced to
close
fight
to
her.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I never made it past the second stage. It was that one where, if you don't, you gotta like beat them all at the same time, basically, or else they'll just keep coming.
Uh huh.
I couldn't do it. I'm sure if I played it now, I can probably beat it, but like at that point, I was like, "Fuck this shit." um,
Have you seen?
uh,
Look online too on YouTube. Just look Valkyrie Queen fight. Dude, there's people that like take no damage,
oh my
and I'm like, what
god,
the
lucky
fuck?
bastards.
And like, I'm looking at their like the way they're playing, and it's like they have all these combos, and I was like, how do I do that? I was like, holy
Hmm.
shit, it's crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah, a lot of them though, like they really do strategize like their armory and all
Yeah,
that, their runes and shit. Like I don't do that. I
yeah,
just
me neither.
get bring up my strength and if there's something that can like give me some extra an extra punch or something like that. Like I'm all good.
Yeah.
uh but so yeah, so you get that like the little chisel thing, but and when we do though, that's when we meet Thor's sons again, and we fight them both. And
That was so
yeah,
cool.
this one was really cool because these I mean their dialogue wasn't it was fine. It was mostly just like, oh, I'm gonna have fun here. It's like I can't wait to kill you. Just kind of like these
Hmm.
um
Being all cocky and
uh,
shit.
being cocky, just normal villainy stuff and all that. But the thing though is that Atreus keeps getting like more and more annoyed of them basically because they keep adding more insults to him and to his mom and all that.
Hmm.
Um, and at one point in the fight though, fucking Mimir, he's like, yeah, it's like I think they might have insulted him. He's like, yeah, whatever, bring it on, you two. It's like, well, it could take you. And Kratos is like, head, shut the fuck up. He's
I
like,
know.
Mimir's like, sorry, overstepped, my bad. It was so funny. But yeah, you wind up killing one of them, and the other one, he's like, he freaks out because he's like, what the fuck did you do?
Hmm.
And just tries running away. Um, but what that does though is that gets Atreus pissed off a whole lot more, and he starts getting sick. And he mentions it in the beginning that like, oh, I'm not getting sick anymore, blah blah blah, and all that. And it turns out that the more angrier he gets, the more sick he gets. That's actually why he has short hair, by the way. I didn't think of it, but like, um, they gave him short hairs because he kept getting so sick that like his hair would like just fall off and everything.
Oh no
Uh,
shit! I never
yeah.
thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Um, um,
Did when he kills him, like Atreus kills him, right? He kills him.
um, not in that battle. That's like later on after he
Oh,
finds
okay.
out.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I
So,
love when Kratos says like that one line.
which one? Like the
He's like,
consequences?
there are consequences for killing the god. It's like, oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right there and then I was like, oh, tell him, Kratos, you tell him, you tell him.
Yeah, but he kind of gets sick, and both Kratos and Mimir are like super worried and the shit and all that.
Hmm.
So they just move on. Later on, he starts feeling better and all that. But they meet the one son that lives. They meet him later on. He's insulting him, insulting
Hmm.
Atreus. I keep saying Atreus. I keep thinking I don't know why.
That's fine.
Atreus again, and and that's when he gets really really pissed off, and like his rage mode comes off,
Oh yeah, dude.
but because he doesn't know he's a god, it just kind of like I guess in a sense short circuits his mind or his body and everything, and he just
Yeah.
kind of just falls to the ground. And I like what the guy says. He goes, "I think I just broke him," just, and then that's when Kratos like just beats the shit out of him and all that, and he just runs away. It was cool. Um, but yeah, and so they wind up going to Freya. She helps him out, and that's when she said, "Oh my gosh, this moment right here." So they go to Freya, tells her, "Please save him" and all that, and she says, "Do you know way to help him? If I need the heart of a um, Hell Guardian, I don't know, I can't remember the name, but you gotta go to Helheim, and your axe though is gonna be completely useless over there because it's the coldest place in all the realms, and just yeah, basically his axe is like shoots
Yeah.
is ice powered, I guess you can say, and he goes, and he knows of one weapon that'll deal
Oh.
with the cold. Um, yeah, and then this moment right here, this is the moment where I say like they added weight to the past games where he knows what he has to get. He goes back home, and I love the scenery in this because like he goes into this little boat, but it's all covered in like these pretty little flowers and everything. But then there's a storm breaking out into the sky, and it's like it kind of turns everything red and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire time he's just sitting there, he's letting the river take him home, and he just kind of sits there quietly, but like he's contemplating what he has to do, what he did to his son basically, because we find out that the reason why he's always getting sick is because he doesn't know that he's a god, and so his body and mind are constantly fighting his mortal self and his godly self. And so it was basically Kratos' fault because he never told them that he was a god. And then at one point in the boat, the camera is like doing a 360 around him, and you see Athena at one point,
Oh,
and
dude.
and Kratos goes like, "Athena, get out of my head." And I don't know if you want to explain the rest of the scene.
Well,
Or
I don't really remember it, but
okay, okay.
I'm remembering as you're telling it, but I'm just like, I do remember like when that happened and she showed up, and I was like, "Shit, dude, like what the fuck?" Because like for the longest time, it's like, okay, how the fuck did Kratos go from fucking like Zeus? Well, what's that mythology called again?
Greek mythology.
Oh yeah, like Greek mythology to fucking Norse mythology. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, there has to be a connection or whatever. And like, even fucking oh my god, I'm just so excited.
Okay,
Yeah, the head like
Mimir.
Lemire, like he would like hint at like, oh, I've heard about like a story about like gods killing, like a god killing gods back then, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And you were like, no, like it can't be like, because everyone thought it was like a remake, or it was like, I mean, it's a sequel, but it's like a remake. But then where's the connection at? And then she fucking Athena showed up, and I was like, I fucking knew it. It's not a fucking remake. It's like it's a sequel to the fucking God of War 3. Like, this is crazy. Like, okay, so what the fuck happened? So once she showed up, and I'm just like, I know where the fuck I'm going. I know what the fuck I'm getting. Like, I was so hyped up. I was like, holy shit! Like, I just never thought that I'd be so hyped up in the game, like that, dude. It was so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But fucking Athena had to show up, dude. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he makes it back home, and it's underneath the house. Basically, he gets out the blades of chaos, and
Dude, when he just pulls that out, I was like so happy. I was like,
yeah.
oh my god.
And the music though, you just hear like "Dee, do, dur, 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 dur." It's just like
Yeah.
dang. Like again, it's the weight of it all again,
Uh-huh.
of like what he did to his son, of what he has to like get of his past and all that, and then fucking Athena
It,
shows up again,
it's so funny
and
because you mentioned like the weight of his son and all that, but it's like when he held those, what I felt was like, damn. In his head, he thought he would have like he never would have like held these before, right? Like hold them
mm-hmm,
again,
mm-hmm,
just because of the history he's had with the past games and all that. And it's like those blades had brought him so much pain and suffering, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna put him away. Like that's why he put him down there. He fucking hid him from everyone and shit like that. And so when he's holding them, he's like looking at them, and I'm just like, fuck, like
mm-hmm.
let's go
And
fuck
then
some shit up.
yeah, and then Athena shows up again, and she goes, it was something like, it's like you knew this was gonna happen eventually.
Hmm.
Like you can't. You're not a
You can't
father.
escape. Yeah, you can't escape your
You're
past,
not a
pretty
husband.
much.
You can't escape your past. You're not a husband. You'll always be a monster. And he goes, but I'm not your
Mm-hmm.
monster anymore. Basically, it's just like I'm gonna do this. Basically, it's like I'm gonna do this for my son, and then he walks out, and that's when monsters come in. And again, but like the music, it still keeps going. So like he's
Yeah.
fighting all these monsters, and it's badass and everything. Like like you're throwing the blades and shit, you're spinning and everything and all that. And but like this, it's the same music going on over it, and so like it's not really, it doesn't feel so much epic, but kind of tragic. Like I gotta use
Yes.
these
Uh
again
huh.
and all that. It's like, oh my god, what a great fucking scene, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. So
um
like when I mentioned like the my favorite part of the game was the there's consequences to killing the god. Like I
mhm.
just love that. I love how he says that to Atreus just because like I mean he knows because he knows the consequences. But
Mhm.
it's like oh my god, like this is like that's my top favorite scene right there, and this is like barely, but like a little schmidt, like
Mhm.
my favorite, my other favorite scene because it's oh my god, like when she showed up on that boat, and I was like, oh fuck, like I know who that is. I was like, let's go, Kratos. But so real fast, what did you prefer, the Blades of Chaos or the axe?
The axe. Um,
Same here.
the
Same here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just. I mean, it's in the name, like Blades of Chaos, and it's just kind of like I don't know, just something about the
Mm-hmm.
spinning of it just kind of throws me off a bit. I like the axe because like there's precision to it and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, and I also just like the runes better. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's but that ice beam, like I said, like it's so fucking
It's
OP, and so
OP,
it just
dude.
kind
Yeah.
of
No,
uh
I was so happy to use the Blades of Chaos. I was like, fuck yeah. But when I was like actually using it, I was like, the axe could have killed this guy a while back.
yeah. Um, yeah, and it's also just easier to use, especially when you like throw it, because the
Mhm.
blades though, like it doesn't have a far reach, and so uh, you can't really like use them as well as the axe. So,
Oh yeah, that's true.
but it did make it easier when like you're fighting specific enemies, because like the monsters that you fought, there's like fire monsters and ice monsters
Oh
and all
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and so
No, yeah, no shit.
the
Yeah.
the blades were so much more helpful with the ice monsters.
No, but like with regular
Uh,
monsters, I'll be like axe all the way.
yeah, axe, yeah. Um, So yeah, he gets the blades, and he goes back to the bridge, to the Lake of Nine, and he goes tries to go towards Hell. When he goes there though, he runs into Brock, and he goes like, "Hey, those are nice blades and all that. Where'd you get
Mm-hmm.
those?" And I love this little line where he says like, those must be like a family heirloom or something like that. And he just, and like he immediately like goes, these are not like family heirlooms and all that. Like he clearly doesn't want these like anymore. He doesn't want to pass it down to his son. So
Mm-hmm.
like just that word alone just kind of like triggered him and all that. I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool detail. um uh but yeah, I mean the Helheim trip was super short. There really wasn't much dialogue in this one for sure. uh but there was just I love that boss fight though, with that golden looking troll and everything. That one was actually like one of the toughest trolls for sure to fight, at least for me.
Oh yeah. Uh
Uh,
huh.
um, and what I love about that stage though is that if going looking beyond it, there's like a giant fucking bird in the distance, and apparently that was, I don't know if it was true, but apparently that was supposed to be the boss that you were supposed to fight, but they switched. I don't think they could have worked it out.
Yeah.
So it was just a troll. It was still cool. Uh, but yeah, he gets. Oh my gosh, when he gets the heart and shit, he uses the blades to like cut up its chest, rips it open and shit. It's just damn, the noise of it all. It was fucking brutal. Um. Uh. But yeah, once he gets the heart though, in the distance, he sees Zeus's face popping up in hell, and he's just kind of like, how the fuck is he here? Uh, that was really cool.
I was like,
Um,
fuck, Zeus. I was
mhm.
like, let's go. I was like, in my head, I was like, fuck it. Kratos is gonna be like, let's go back there and fucking kick his ass one more time.
uh, but yeah, he gets the heart, and you just go back to Freya and everything, and he gets healed. Um, uh, So he thanks Freya for helping them out and all that, and they leave. And then he finally tells them about that he's a god, that they're both gods, basically. And fucking the Trace's first question is, "Can I transform into a wolf?" And he's just like, "Can you transform into a wolf?" I don't know. um, Actually, there's one little detail that I forgot to mention. Wherever you go, Atreus is always asking these questions. You know, it's just like, oh, this king was like not really good to his subjects, and why do people follow him? Blah blah blah. It's just like these all these kinds like questions everywhere. And Atreus, Kratos' answer is always just, I don't know, I don't know. That's not my problem. Like
Yeah.
that's always his answer. That's important for later. Um, uh, and then this part of the story, I kind of liked it, but they kind of went just a little bit too far with it. Basically, I try to finding out that he's God, and he's just kind of like, oh, and all the everything that Kratos has been talking about at this point, he's just taking all the wrong lessons from it. And even Mimir says that at one point. He's just like, I can't remember what Atreus said, but he's basically like, oh, um, that's why you don't care about all these like little problems that we do. We're gods. We're not supposed to worry about it and all that. Blah blah blah. And then Mimir at one point even says like, I don't think that's the lesson you're supposed to be taking from these kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know what you're doing.
that's when he gets all like cocky.
Yeah,
He's like,
just
oh,
basically.
like, we're gods, like, like it's not our problem, type of shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then whenever you fight like some bunch of monsters and everything, he's just kind of like, wow, they thought they could beat us and all that. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh god.
Like,
Like
dude, shut up.
I know it's like it's purposely annoying, that, and it
Yeah.
makes sense that he's thinking this way and all that because there was a moment before where, he says that he's really liking this trip because,
Mm-hmm.
and he's liking fighting all these monsters because, and every time they do, it's just kind of nice for him to feel strong. And it's not so much because he's just a kid, but it's because he's been sick for most of his life, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and so it makes sense that he kind of like he likes gaining all this strength and all that. And then when he finds out that he's a god, he's like, oh, of course I'm strong now because I'm a fucking god.
Yeah. It's
um,
I'm just gonna say this real fast. In Ragnarok, it's not
mhm,
really a spoiler. It's just like a conversation that you have like on the boat.
mhm,
Or like when you're traveling together with Kratos. He asks Kratos like, "Oh, so I'm a god, so when am I gonna get all big?"
mhm.
And then Kratos is like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, like, I mean, you're a god, like you have muscles and you're all tall and big." And then Demir was like, "Oh, if you want to be like that type of god, then you gotta start lifting heavy stuff." He's like, "Oh, okay." Or just work out. I was like,
Yeah.
it was like a little small conversation. I was like, that's the one that stuck to me the most. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. he
Mhm,
just
mhm.
expects him. He just expects to be all big.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
um, um, and at one point they meet Sindri again, and Rock and Sindri, they're brothers. I forgot to mention this. They're brothers, but they're
Yes.
throughout the game though. They're in the fight and they're not talking to each other. And every single time they each meet each other, they always bring up like, "Oh, you let my brother touch the axe, huh?" And it's like, "Let me fix whatever he did, blah blah blah." It's like, or let me make some upgrades. It's like he doesn't,
Oh yeah, I
my brother
forgot.
doesn't
I
know
forgot
shit.
that they were like angry at each other, huh? I
Yeah,
totally
and
forgot about that too.
yeah, basically just they keep talking shit about each other
Mm-hmm.
every single time the main characters meet them. And after Atreus finds out he's a god, he sees Sindri, and Sindri brings up his brother, and then that's when Atreus goes off and he's just like, "Oh, let me guess, your brother's not that great, isn't he?" Blah blah blah, and just kind of tells him like, "Oh, we're sick of these little problems and all that blah blah blah." It just gets all pissed off, and he actually
Mm-hmm.
hurts Sindri's feeling. Now I honestly feel bad about him because he's actually like a really nice guy, like the nicest one out of all of them, really.
Yeah, no, he's really cool. He's so funny, dude.
Oh yeah,
Sindri.
he's hilarious. Um, it's and then later on, Kratos does ask him like, "Why the fuck did you talk to him like that?" Basically, and um, so yeah, I mean that was basically throughout the game, and you can kind of tell that they were trying to like move past that as fast as they could. um, at one point though, I feel like they just took it a little bit too far, and knows when they go back to the mountain and they see Thor's son, the one that's still alive, and Thor apparently beat the shit out of him, and he's like nearly close to death.
Oh, he's
And
all beat up,
Atreus,
huh? Yeah.
yeah, and Atreus goes up to him and like he's holding a knife, and he's just like, "Ah, get out of here before we kill you," blah blah blah. But he says this line of like, "We're gods. We can do whatever we want."
Yeah.
But like he says it like in an evil way, and I was like, "Ooh, just a little bit too far for me." Like
Yeah.
I preferred it that he was just being like an annoying little shit
Mm-hmm.
and all that, but like you were kind of crossing to like him being straight up evil, and I'm like,
Dude, when he said that, like when I was playing it the first time, when he said that, I was like, "Boy, shut the fuck up, dude!"
yeah. Uh, um, but he winds up killing that god, and that's where the line you just said that their
Yeah.
consequences to killing a god and blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's basically like their lines of dialogue. Basically, after that, it's just him kind of being like whatever about, literally saying whatever. Whenever
Right?
you hit the
Yeah.
square and shoot the arrows, he'll say whatever, whatever. And just that's all he says. and
So annoying,
uh,
dude.
mhm. So they make it back up to the top, and they open the portal to Jotunheim. Uh, uh but that's when Balder shows up, and he's just like, "Ah, hey, you two," blah blah blah. He starts attacking everything, and Atreus wants to be in the fight, but he's kind of like fucking everything up,
Yeah.
basically. And he's like, "No, I'm a god too. Like I can take it. Like we can take him and all that." Like he wants to fight with his dad though. That's the
Mm-hmm.
one thing. He wants to fight with them. Uh, and at one point, he like Kratos actually like pushes him away, and he fucking and Atreus gets so pissed off about that he shoots him with an arrow, and it's just
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
and like it's so fun. Honestly, I kind of laugh about it too because he literally says in one of the side quests that like, "Oh, I would never stab you in the back."
Yeah.
He fucking shoots him in the with an arrow.
Yeah.
um, but that leads to a pretty cool fight where Balder kidnaps Atreus and he jumps off the mountain. And Kratos is like, "No," and he jumps off too, and he lands on a fucking dragon that Balder is flying.
Yeah.
And you, this is one cool moment where Balder attacks, and you have to press like R1 to like to attack or to block, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to move the joystick left and right. That's important for later. But yeah, that's kind of what you have to do. But like he's on top of you, and like you either press R1 to like hit him, or you kind of block yourself, or move left and right and everything. Um, but yeah, that fight was just really really brief though because what happens is they land on the bridge and they end up back in hell because well Balder tries to send him and Atreus to what's his home world? Fuck. Um, oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me. You know, like their home world. I can't remember, but they try to go there, but then Kratos stops it, and he opens a portal back to hell, and they get there, and that's when oh, I love this moment where Atreus is still pissed off about that whole fight, but Kratos is just like, "You are gonna be quiet from now on." Okay, it's like we are in this situation because of you, and you're being a little shit. And so it's like okay, and, if you want to respect your mom, like your immortal self, your mom, you like better stop it with this attitude from now on. And it's just I fucking love that moment, dude. It was so great because again, though, like he's not saying it like he's like super super pissed off about him. It's just kind of like straight up facts towards him, you know.
Yeah.
And it's I love it.
That's what I like about it too. It's like he's always like that. It's like he's like if he's telling him shit, it's because it's true. It's like here's the
It's just
facts,
always
and
true.
that's it. Like
Mm-hmm. You either take it or I don't know.
yeah.
Just it's not gonna be my problem at some point, you know. um, but yeah, so they just try to get out of hell. The one big piece of information that we found out is that Balder is Freya's son, which I know Norse mythology, so like I already knew this. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Um, uh, there's actually another change. In Norse mythology, nothing can kill Balder for sure, but the whole that he can't feel anything isn't part of the mythology. Uh, yeah, that was something new, which is I really liked it because like it adds on to his craziness and shit, and adds on to like how kind of messed up Freya, uh, how badly Freya messed him up.
What do you mean? Like
Yeah,
so in what do you mean? So he
and
can
then
feel things or
yeah, he can feel things, but like nothing can kill him.
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha.
yeah, because
And
like
so in the
Freya,
game, yeah, in the game he can't feel anything at all.
yeah, he just can't feel anything. But like in the original Norse mythology, Freya does find out that he is going to die at some point, and so to prevent it, she asked every living being throughout the universe to not kill him, basically, and so he basically became invulnerable to anything. The only thing though, and I'll spoil it. Fuck it. She didn't tell the mistletoes to like not hurt him
Yeah, right. And like
because
he
she's
trips on he trips on something
mm,
like that or something like that, right?
mm,
Or no?
no. So
Oh.
she didn't ask the mistletoes to not hurt him because she thought it's just a weak little plant. What can that do? And it was Loki that put it on
Mm.
an arrow and shoot him, and that's how
Yeah.
he died. And it's important that it was Loki. I'll mention that later. Um, but yeah, and so that's why Freya freaked out about the mistletoe arrows that Atreus had and all that. It's
Yeah.
because that's the only thing that can
Kill him.
it can kill him, but also it breaks
Hurt
the
him.
spell
Yeah.
later on. And so, um, yeah. Um, but
So
yeah,
then,
so
since we're here about this, since you knew about this, did you know that his name was Loki or no?
no, I did not. That was
Oh,
a
okay,
big surprise at the end.
gotcha. Okay,
Mhm. uh, um, yeah, they make it out of hell. And when they fought Balder at the top of the mountain, the portal to Jotunheim got destroyed and all that. So now they got to figure out another way to do it.
yeah,
And uh, um, basically after the hell though, Atreus like figures out like, okay, yeah, I was being annoying. Sorry about that. It just kind of changed his ways. So like we're done with that. Thank God. um, but he also finds out about Kratos and Zeus. There's like this illusion happening when they were in hell, and it was really cool though because after, he sees it, and Kratos he's kind of like freaking out about it because that was something that he definitely didn't want his son to know about his past. But when they're seeing the illusion, it was Atreus that was like, "Hey, we gotta go." Like, shit's happening and all that. And Kratos was like, "But you saw it." It's like that doesn't matter right now. Like, we gotta go. And I thought that was really cool because like, now he was the one in that moment that was like level headed and trying to like focus on the mission and everything. I thought that
mm-hmm.
was really cool. Character development. Fuck yeah.
Character development.
uh, but yeah, and then this is a complicated plot, but basically, the way back to Jotunheim was to go back to the bridge. They did this thing where they flipped the bridge somehow. It was super
Oh
confusing.
yeah, yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
well, yeah, fuck it. I guess we gotta do that, and somehow it
yeah.
worked. And I was like, okay.
I mean, I love this stage because like you really had to go through these like obstacles, like fucking spinning blades and fucking
Yeah.
spikes and shit going up and down. Like the puzzles were really cool and all the fights and everything was fun. Um, but that just led to um sort of opening up a portal and all that. Um, oh, but no, actually, no, sorry. That led to them getting this crystal that'll make him jump through a different part of the realm whenever they go through the portal and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that basically brought back the 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 Tower of Jotunheim. So basically, how the portals work, that there's a bunch of towers throughout the rivers and all that that connects them to each world. They had to bring back the one for Jotunheim, And when they did, I love this part. The tower was going through all the realms, but like it would go through a realm, open doors, and like you had to fight all the monsters coming out, and it's just kind of like it's just one after another. Basically, you're going through hell again, you're going through all fine fighting elves again, and you go through just a whole bunch of other ones. But it was super fun though because you really had to like be like alert and shit. And
This is all while in the one room, right?
kind of like this is that whole thing was just part of that stage
Yeah.
of the story. Basically, it's not all in the same place. It's different parts and all that.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, it was a lot honestly. This part, like, it's super fun, but like at this point, you kind of want to like, I just want to get to
Dude, right?
Jotunheim already. Just let's get there. Come on. Because especially like once you get to that moment,
Yeah.
it's really that's really all there is left. Like it's just kind of the story. At that point, you would have done the side quest by now, or
Continue with the story.
continuing with the story. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically. But yeah, but so they had everything ready. The only problem though was that they had to get both of Mimir's eyes. He only had one this whole time, and they asked. That's that's the joke that I brought up with the Sindri. That like they asked
Oh yeah, he's all like,
where
ew.
where Mir's other eye is, and he's just like, I Odin asked for about. It's just cut through. He wanted to throw him. And turns out that it's the eye is in the statue of Thor that's in one of the towers. But the problem though is that the the world serpent ate that ate that
The
statue
tower.
of Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they asked the snake if they can go inside and look around and shit. I thought that was funny. I
Oh
loved it.
yeah, I remember that too. Like you're in the boat too, huh?
Yeah,
Inside the world serpent. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Holy
Yeah,
shit, dude! There's a lot of this game I don't remember.
yeah, it's so fun. But yeah, they go in there, they find the eye, and as they're going out, fucking Atreus, he goes, "We're so close to the end now. Nothing can stop us." And fucking the world serpent's getting attacked and shit. And
Oh yeah, by Baldur, right?
by
Yeah.
Baldur, he
Yeah.
attacks it and everything, and that causes the world serpent to like spit them out.
Spit 'em out, yeah.
And they end up back where that giant is at.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting to the real end of the story, where Freya finds out that the war serpent got destroyed and all that, and she's also looking for her son. She said like the trees are saying that he's here. He's been in the what's our world? In Earth, at Earth, fuck it, at Earth for a long time now. And that's when Baldur shows up, and that's when everything starts coming together. Freya's facing Baldur. Baldur's like, "Fuck you, mom," trying to kill her and everything. But
Oh, I know, dude. Yeah.
But I'm gonna deal with these two first and all that, blah blah blah. And Kratos he's ready to fight him and all that, and it's all chaos basically. But one thing led to another, where Atreus is trying to defend his dad. He gets in front of him, and he's just like, "Fine." And Baldur's like, "All right, you want to be a part of this? Fine." And he punches him right in the fucking chest,
Yeah.
and that's the mistletoe that he had in his strap gets stuck in his hand, and so the spell's broken. And he can finally feel things, and I really like that moment just because like it was kind of really cool. Like he punches Atreus, and he's like. He can't breathe at all and everything.
He feels
and
everything.
Like,
yeah.
He punches the shit out of him and all that. Like it's a miracle that like he's even breathing in that moment. But like Kratos is like, "Breathe, boy, breathe," and he's just like, "That's not my blood." It turns out it was Baldur's because he got cut with that arrow. And it's then the final battle begins, and Freya is trying to like stop the fight as much as she can and everything. And she reanimates the fucking dead giant and everything to try to like stop them and everything. She's things in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
She's trying to like use plants to like
To
trap
stop
them
you.
and everything
Yeah.
and all that. And Baldur's just getting more and more pissed off about it. Okay, now this fight. So throughout the game, I've had trouble like I mentioned before, like the dodging of it. I always had trouble with it. I kept like dodging backwards, even though I like I always had to go side to side and everything. It was always a
Yes.
struggle with me. The other struggle was the shield. I kept forgetting that I had a shield.
Oh
Like
my god.
I would get hit, and I would just go and get hit and hit and hit. I'm like, oh god, what do I do? Fuck the shield! Like press it, goddamn it! And like, and so it was just, it was always a struggle for me. And then when I got to this fight, again, I was getting hit a couple times, and I was like, oh fuck the shield, use this fucking shield. And so that was just in the first stage. And so in the second stage of it, I'm getting better at it. I'm like, okay, I got it down and all that. Then but then Balder starts switching between fire and ice and all that. And I'm like, oh god, I gotta switch between the chaos blades to the axe and all that.
Yeah.
And like he's switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it's 4 stages of the fight. And in the fourth stage, dude, I was fucking unstoppable. I'm not kidding you. Like, in that moment, something clicked, and I'm dodging, I'm blocking, and like I said, one of the runes that I had, if I dodge
It's
perfect,
it's like it it's like a movie, like it's like the very last moment you learned everything and you're fucking
yeah,
unstoppable and shit like that.
like I mentioned though too, like I had a rune that if you dodge perfectly, at the right moment,
Oh, it slows down time, right?
slows
Yeah.
down. Yeah, and so so I'm dodging, it's slowing down time. I'm hitting him with the axes, like, with everything I could, and I'm blocking shit. It just is working out perfectly, and not just that, but also at the end, fucking Atreus joins in, and like you're
Oh
hitting
yeah,
him,
dude.
and then you press. No wait, oh, I forgot. And do you remember that? Like I said, at one point in the fight, Balder gets on top of you, and you have to do that thing again, whether you press R1 to hit him
Yeah,
or
uh-huh.
R1 to
Or
block,
dodge,
R2
right?
to hit him.
Yeah.
That moment, but the first time that happens, it tells you like click this, click that, use the joystick, and
Mm-hmm.
this one it doesn't show you. And it was in that moment where it did click for me, where it didn't show you, but I knew right away, like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, right? And I'm
Yeah.
dodging, I'm hitting, and after that, again, I'm unstoppable. I can't. He can't hit me. Like he literally cannot hit me. I'm doing perfectly, and then the Atreus comes in, and like he's hitting him, then I'm hitting him, and again, you press square, he's hitting him. Like teamwork, fucking teamwork in those two in that moment. And it was so fucking epic, dude. It was like you said though too. It's like in the superhero movie where like everything that they learned, it's that moment where like they get hit by the villain and everything, and then when they're standing up, it's like going all slow and everything. They're like getting their fists ready,
The music
It,
kicks in and all
yeah,
that.
and the music it kicks in. Oh my gosh. It's so finally like you bring him down, but then the fucking dead giant that comes up again, that Freya brought back, gets in our way again, and fucking Atreus he goes, and like I can't remember what he says. It was like Musaka, something like that. I don't know. And he fucking summons the world serpent to
Oh, the
attack the
serpent, yeah.
giant. And I loved it though, because like he says those words, and Kratos is like, "Boy, like what'd you do?" And the serpent comes in, and he's just like, "Well done, boy." He's just like he's so proud of him in that moment. It's so good. But yeah, that
That's
final fight,
awesome, dude. That's so
dude,
fucking
like
awesome.
that's it's gotta be the best moment in the game. Holy shit! I loved every second of it. I really hope I can like get that again in Ragnarok or something. Oh my god. Um, yeah. What'd you think of that fight?
Dude, I had a fucking smile on my whole face. Like the whole time, like just a big old smile. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And then when you're doing like where you kind of finally like finish with the fight, but like when it does like the double teaming,
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, shit, this is awesome, dude. And I was
dude.
like, finally, like the same thing that you're experiencing too, like the teamwork that the like, because god damn, dude, like the teamwork that Kratos and Atreus have,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I mean, like with this boss fight, it was like awesome as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But god damn, yeah, I fucking loved it, dude. Honestly, I thought it was so good. The only problem I had with it was like, oh, come on, like let me have more. Like, I was
Oh,
like,
I know. Just like
I was like,
another
I
stage.
want more of these interactions, like like
Mm.
action wise, But yeah, it was so great. It was so fucking fun.
Mm. Oh man, that's so good. Um, but yeah, we defeat him and all that, and Atreus says he's down. Just let's just leave him. And Kratos goes, "You leave us alone, and you don't hurt her, and all that." But Freya's like, "Hey, I can protect myself, even though she can't. Literally, she cannot protect herself."
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she asks Balder to forgive her, but he's like, "Nah, fuck you."
Oh, he's to
And
think about it too, huh?
yeah, he can't let it go, even though the
Yeah.
spell is broken at this point. Like he can move on. He's kind of like he doesn't want to let it go for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. Um, and so he tries to kill her. He tries to choke her out, but Kratos stops him. He puts him in the headlock, and he says, "What is it? The cycle ends here." It snaps his neck, which is a
Oh
line in
yeah.
the third game apparently. Um,
No
kills
shit.
him. Yeah,
Oh fuck.
I, I, I think it was the third game, but it's one of them for sure. Zeus says it towards him like the cycle ends here or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's saying it back to Balder.
Oh, okay.
Um, hmm um, and yeah, Freya's sad about it. And then she vows to like kill him to like get revenge on him and blah blah blah. Jace is like, he saved your life, and she goes, he took everything from me and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's kind of a fucked up line that she says that because she's literally the one that took everything from Balder. Like he literally says that to her. It's like you took
Yeah.
everything from me because he can't feel anything and all. And so the fact that when he kills her, she's like, "Oh, but you took everything from me." It's like you didn't seem to care with your son, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's kind of like hypocritical, honestly. Um, but yeah,
That's true too. But at the same time, it's like I mean, she was caring for her kid. You know, like I want
yeah, it's
it's like a contradiction type of thing.
mm-hmm,
Because the only reason she did that was so he can be safe.
mm-hmm,
And then it's like, and I think it's so funny though, because at the same time, like yeah, like Kratos did kill. Let's finish this, and then we'll get
mm-hmm.
to Ragnarok.
Well, I mean, it's just a confusing thing because Kratos kills Balder because he's going to kill Freya. He only did that because Freya saved his son's life and all that, and then
Uh
she
huh.
gets all pissed. It's just all these mixed things going on, and so it just they'll Kratos sees himself as just not the good guy, but he's just kind of like this was my justice in a sense.
Yeah, Kratos is
And
more like I mean he's gonna kill my friend,
hmm
but Freya sees it like well you're gonna kill my you killed my son,
hmm
and it's like even though like if the son was gonna kill her, she doesn't see it that way because like that's her son, like that's her blood.
hmm
So I mean
and
we're not parents, so we're not gonna. I mean we're
yeah,
dog parents, so.
hmm and I mean, and he understands too, Kratos. Afterwards, he
Mm-hmm.
said, Atreus, he's kind of mad about it. It's like, why would she be this way? And she's like, and Kratos goes, well, I killed her son. I get why she was okay with her wanting to kill. Oh my gosh, this is one part. Uh,
Excuse me.
uh, I can't remember the dialogue exactly, but like basically, Kratos tells Atreus like finally about his past, and he's just like, "Hey, yes, I'm a god. I killed lots of people who deserved it, but also lots of people who didn't, and I killed my dad." And so there's just like just keep
Oh, the
this thing
elevator.
of the elevator.
Right, elevator scene.
No, no, it wasn't. No, this was like at after you kill Balder, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it just in that moment there wasn't like a lot of information for Atreus to really look at, but at the same time that he was also like, I didn't see anything. But it was after he killed Balder that he finally tells him like, no, I killed my dad. That was the guy that I killed
Oh,
in
okay.
the illusion basically. And Atreus is just like, this is what it's like to be a god. It's just us killing each other, one
Mm-hmm.
another, and all that, and just kind of like, no, it's like we can be gods of anything that we want. Just we can be better and all that. That was a great piece of dialogue. um, but yeah, later on though, in that same scene towards the end, um, he tells him like, I get why she's mad. Like I killed her son. Like there's just no going around it. It's just I killed her son, and I understand why she was okay with Balder trying to kill her. Because like, if he had to kill me to survive, I would be okay with it too. It's just it's a worthy thing to do.
Yeah.
um, but yeah. Then after that though, it was just straight to going to Jotunheim. It's like nothing else. Just go straight there. um, and oh yeah, there was like a portal like right next to that too, so it can be straight away. Uh, and they open the portal to Jotunheim, and before they go in, though, Bimir goes, "Hey, wait a second," and he tells them like, "Let me stay behind. Like this is your guys' moment. I don't want to. You don't need this headless, bodiless corpse
Yeah.
to ruin the moment for you." And then Brock and Sindri come in that moment too. It's just like, "Oh shit, you got it open. Great. Um, have fun, you two, or something like that. I don't know." And they leave the head with them, and they go to the portal. Uh, and another moment where just the weight of the past games comes in, where they finally make it to Jotunheim. They're looking at it, but um, Kratos, he takes off his wrist armor and all that, and the bandages around his wrist, and like he like loosens it, and Atreus is like, "What are you doing?" He's just like, "I have nothing to hide now," and like he just lets the bandages just like fly off,
Oh,
and you see like, I guess, burn
cut
marks
off.
around his wrists, and it was of the chains that. What was that?
You cut off for a bit.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. So right when you said about the bandages, that's when you froze.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, just the bandages had, his wrists had burn marks on them, and he just kind of basically, in a sense, he's free of his past. Which is, it's funny though, because like he's free of his past. He's free of his past by telling about his past.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing. But it was, again, it was a nice moment, and it's cool to see Kratos like that. As they're walking through Jotunheim, though, you're seeing all these statues and everything. And in this moment, like I mentioned before, throughout the entire game, Atreus, he's the one asking like a whole bunch of questions, like, "What happened to these people? What happened to this person?" Blah blah blah. And Kratos is like, "I don't know. I don't care." But in this moment, though, Kratos is the one asking all the questions of like, "What happened to these people? What's all these statues about? What does this say?" Like he's the one asking. Like I don't know if it's
Yeah.
like his imagination is opening up or something, or if he's just trying to like bond with his son or something. Like he wants to be the one, like, "Hey, like what can you tell me?" and all that, like, and all that, since you probably know more. So it's kind of sweet. uh then they, at one point, Atreus touches the wall, and like the dust flies off from it, and we see that there was like a prophecy on the walls, and it was their whole adventure of meeting the world serpent
Yeah.
and all that, fighting Balder. And there was an image of their mom. She's holding the axe and everything. She's arguing with other giants and all that. And so that's why she told them to spread her ashes there, to for them to see it, for them to go on this crazy adventure and all that. And then they finally spread her ashes, and they do it together. And very sweet moment. I fucking loved it. It's just, oh my gosh, they're at the edge, and finally Kratos puts his hand like on
Yeah, on his shoulder.
Atreus' back,
Yeah.
on his shoulder and everything. He holds on to him, and he finally calls him son for the first time. Throughout the whole game, it's just been boy and Atreus.
Boy.
Yeah, boy. But yeah, he finally calls him son in that moment, and that whole entire scene, I wasn't emotional, but the part that got me was right after that, where, oh well, for one thing, Atreus says that in those runes, the name on the wall was different from his. It was Loki, so we find out that he's Loki, which in Norse mythology, Loki is part giant in Norse mythology, and
Yes.
Loki is the one that kills Balder in Norse mythology, which is cool. That was a really cool twist, honestly, especially if like you know Norse mythology. It's like, oh my gosh, I should have seen this coming. What the fuck? But yeah, when he finds out about that, turns out Loki was the name that his mom was wanted to call him, but Kratos chose Atreus because that was someone that he knew in Sparta. That out of everyone there, he was the only one that was like the most hopeful, even during the darkest of times. And when he died, I brought his body back and gave him all the honors that a Spartan can get. And he
Yes,
says
sir.
his my memory of him always brings light within me and all that.
Yeah.
And that was the part that I got emotional because fucking Atreus, he goes, "Oh my gosh, you finally told a good story." And Mimir missed it. Like, I don't know what it was about it. It's just like, uh, it's something from his past. He wasn't, like you mentioned, all the stories that he was telling. It was about him, but he was metaphorical about it, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
But he's finally telling a story from his past that's true and like very personal toward
Mm-hmm.
to him. And um he told it when it was a happy one, not wasn't like a sad one. and, and
Yeah.
so I don't know, it's just something about that like got me emotional, like, oh fuck, Kratos, you're you're changed, or like you're changing, not change man, but like you're changing and hopefully for the better. um but yeah, what did you think of the ending?
Ending. Once I found out that when he said the whole story about like, oh, Loki, I was like, oh, makes sense. I was like, I was like, never put the connections in there too either. But yeah, honestly, yeah, I loved it. Beautiful, honestly. The that scene, just spreading the ashes, the highest peak of fucking the Nine Realms, and then it's like, oh yeah, well, like even like the, I want to say like hieroglyphs, like on the walls and shit like that.
Mhm.
Did you catch the whole thing about like how Loki kills Kratos
Yeah,
on the
yeah, I
walls?
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that was the thing too. I saw that and I was like, nah, it can't be. So I looked it up later on, and yeah, I guess it's true or some shit like that. But no, that whole scene, dude. Uh, the whole talk, beautiful, man. I was like, wow, what a fucking, how to fucking end a great game. Like honestly,
Hmm.
it's crazy. Um, the only problem that I had was like it finished, and then you're still standing there, and you're like, "Oh, I can leave." I was like,
Yeah.
"What the?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
Mhm.
I was like, "All right then." But no, yeah, dude, it was so great. Like this game, dude. Like I was really skeptical about it. My bad.
Mm.
But damn, dude, did it fucking deliver it? I fucking loved it. I fucking loved the combat. The only problem that I had with it was like the boat,
Mm.
and that's it. But either way, like the boat was like not that bad. So great game, dude. Honestly, in my opinion, awesome game.
Yeah, for sure. And I get what you mean about the after spreading the ashes. I think
Mm-hmm.
it would have been. I think it should have ended in the credits in that moment. Just kind of
Yeah,
like, because again, like the music is building up and super emotional. Like, why
and
not end it there?
it's funny because like you're like the cutscene starts and like you see like the credits roll up, and I was like, what the fuck? And then it's like they're talking, and like, okay, cool, and then it just finishes, and you're like, wait, do I just leave? I was like,
Hmm.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hmm.
it's really good, honestly. Out of the games that I played, like in the God of War series, number three is still gonna be my best one, just
Hmm.
because it's like it's intense. That's it. But it's
Yeah.
3, 4, and then like the rest in any order. That's it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's actually the big debate on that one. It's between either the third or fourth one for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I like the third
Uh,
one a lot more, just because it's like dude. It's, oh my god, it's so fucking epic. That's it.
mhm.
It's like every boss fight is a fucking god. That's it.
Mm.
That's it. And like just the way it starts, it's so good. But this is um, this one was way different compared to the past ones, and it's like a lot of people are like, oh shit, like it's gonna suck, but like nah, dude, they fucking made it work, and it was good. And then
Hmm.
Ragnarok, fuck, dude, it's so good too. It's so fucking good. I was skeptical about Ragnarok too, but damn, dude, nah, it is really good too.
That's awesome. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Um. With Ragnarok, like I'm still, like I said, very very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um. But that fight with Thor, that was fucking.
Oh
That
my
was
god, dude, it
fucking
was so
sick.
sick, dude.
Oh my god! Like especially because like the impacts of like if you get hit, you really get pushed far back and shit. So you have to be like you really gotta dodge. You really can't
Yeah.
like you can't get hit or else they'll get you like when you're off foot and all that. And so and the story like everything just starts like right away. Fucking Freya's attacking you and shit, and
Dude, right?
Atreus like he wants answers now of like this whole prophecy thing. Like he wants like everyone wants to move and shit, and Kratos just has no idea what to do because he wants to protect Atreus. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to train him, like get stronger and all that, but he knows that they should probably look more into this whole Ragnarok thing that's gonna happen and all that. And so I'm curious what's gonna happen there. And I saw this one little clip. It wasn't too. It wasn't like spoiler at all. But like, it just made it seem like Atreus is gonna like take the lead on this one almost in a sense. So I'm kind of curious. Uh, uh, how I'm basically just curious. How their relationship's gonna be in this game and all
Mm-hmm.
that. And we do finally get a scene with the mom. He
Okay,
gets a
yes.
little flashback moment and all that.
Yeah.
So I was really glad about that. So I'm guessing we're gonna see
I enjoyed
more throughout the game.
it. I enjoyed it actually. I was like, okay, cool. When I did see that clip, I was like, oh, awesome, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like on Ragnarok, dude, so far, dude, fucking enjoying it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
way more than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna bring up? Oh, yeah. So what? Did we talk about it already? Like, what do you think about the whole Thor fight? Yeah, we did talk about it, right?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's just so fucking cool. He's like he's
Shit was
really strong,
awesome, dude.
dude. Like you hit him and like he barely flinches and shit. Like it really felt like oh this is like the god that we're
Yeah.
really have to fucking deal with, huh? Don't we? Like holy shit. Um, and so it was kind of like scary. Like I don't know, it's just a part of me like did not want to lose. But I actually did die fighting him. I don't know if this happened to
Dude,
you.
no, it happens to everyone. Like that's the thing. It's like you die, and then he's like, I say when we're fucking done," and he like
Yeah.
fucking brings you back to life, and you're like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Oh my god!
That
Holy
was so
shit!
awesome.
Oh my god!
I remember
Oh.
I remember like when I was playing, I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then he said that, I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And it was like a cutscene. I was like, "Oh my god, man, fuck you, Thor!" I was
Yeah.
like, "God damn, you fat fuck."
So apparently some people complain about his design, Thor's design. I don't know. I gotta look into it, but
That's his original design. I mean, Thor's always been fat. That's the thing.
yeah, he was always big. He was always a big person. Hmm.
Yeah, not like, but I mean, he's buff, but he's like, like chubby and shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty sure the people that complain about are like the people that watch like Marvel movies and shit like that. So
Maybe.
yeah,
But yeah, that fight was fucking epic.
that was
And
awesome, dude.
I think I don't know if it's just me, but like my one little complaint is like some of the mechanics are kind of throwing me off. Like I don't know, it just I feel like there's some kind of delay going on with mine. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just not moving like as smoothly as the last one.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. It could just be me. I'm like maybe I'm just doing too much, and I don't know. We'll see. Um, but
might be
yeah,
your TV.
I don't know.
No, it could be your TV. If anything, I'll look into it. I'll see if I can maybe like help you. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm having no issues with that. So
Mm.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm getting better at blocking. I
Nice.
fucking love
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
I'm
I fucking
dodging her.
struggled with.
Huh?
I was struggling with the dodging again with this one. Fucking a.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I struggled a lot with the boss fight with Thor in the
Mm,
beginning, but then after that, I was like, nah, fuck it. I need to get better. And
yeah.
yeah, sure enough, I just got better at just dodging. The only thing I'm having a problem with is it's like multiple enemies,
Mm,
and that's where I panic. I'm just like, oh fuck. So I bring out the fucking blades of chaos and just like pop pop. I just hit everyone there all at the same time.
yeah.
But no, yeah, dude,
Uh,
this game is so good. Like honestly, it's fuck.
Also, you can tell the fucking difference in the graphics because like
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a whole lot more emotion out of the characters in this one. Like right away, Kratos, he's sitting in by the fire. He's making more arrows for Atreus, and I don't know, just like the facial movements, in his face and all that. Like I'm seeing a whole. I feel like I'm seeing a whole lot more emotion coming out of them, and I mean, you could. There's like a slight difference between the two of them, graphics wise, and so I'm getting excited about that. Like, holy shit! Like, what kind of acting are we gonna see in this one now?
And it's so good. It's
Oh
so
my god.
good, dude. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Uh,
my brother keeps asking me. He's like, "Are you done with it?" I was like, "Nah, hurry the fuck up and finish it. We need to talk about it." I'm like,
oh
"Oh,
man.
I'm sorry, man. Haven't had time."
Mm-hmm. Um. But yeah. Um. That was God of War, 2018 one. Uh. Yeah, man. This is fucking 5 stars and shit. So good. I would love to play it again, but again, I've got so many more to go. Um, but fuck, this
No,
is
you're fine with it. Honestly, it's like I mean, you can do other stuff with like the side stuff, but I mean, if you're done with the main story, just leave it
yeah,
alone. I mean,
yeah, probably. Um, I tried doing side quests after being the story and all that,
uh huh.
but I was like, fuck, I can't do it. Oh well, and so I did this with the Spider-Man games, but like, once I felt like okay, I'm done with this, I gotta move on to another one. I leave the characters in a place like that's like nice or something. I did this with Spider-Man games at Breath of the Wild, where in the Spider-Man ones, I just went all the way to the Empire State Building, like right at the top, and just overlooking the city, and then I turn off the game. It's like that's what I do. It's just it feels like a picture
Dude, it's
perfect
so
ending.
beautiful, dude. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like the oh, what's it called? The scenery. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, with a bunch of games too. Like I would do that too. Like there was a past game, Ultimate Spider Man. It was like on GameCube, PS2, and it was like a Spider Man game, but it's like open world, like it is right now. But it was like a comic book style.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just climb to the highest point and just like kind of just like look around and be like, this is awesome. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is so cool.
With Breath of the Wild, there's this house that you can buy in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and that one I just kind of like put a link to the side, kind of overlooking the little town, and then I turn off the game. That's where I left it. It's and so with this one, I just made it to the top
You're
of the
like when I
mountain.
come back.
Yeah, yeah. I just left them at the top of the mountain, overlooking like the whole land, I guess. And that's where I turned it off. I'm like, okay, I'm done officially with this game.
I'm done. That's where I'm leaving it at.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
But
Let me see.
yeah, great fucking game. I loved it. Everyone should play it. Fucking before playing Ragnarok, fucking play this game. It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, but I think that is it for today. Actually, I just saw right now. Splatoon 3 won for like best multiplayer game or something like that. Or
Oh no way!
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh, where is it? Oh, also the Jedi Survivor comes out March 17th
Let's go,
next year.
baby.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty soon. I gotta get on the first one then. Shit. Yeah, right here. Splatoon 3 wins best multiplayer game at Game Awards. That's cool.
But That's actually crazy. Because like, what were the other games?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Like in order for like Splatoon to win. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. Nominees. Let's see. It's taking a while. Wow. So it was Overwatch 2, Multiverses, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is multiplayer? I did not know that. And it's Splatoon 3 1.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That should beat fucking Overwatch 2? That's crazy.
Yeah. Actually, Ninja Turtles one's actually kind of cool. I haven't played it, but like that's actually really cool.
Dude, I want to play it. It looks so awesome. Hey, well, fuck it. Yeah, I guess. Congrats to Nintendo and Splatoon 3.
Oh, yeah. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's a great game. You didn't even play it, David.
Yeah, so next episode, hopefully, we'll both be done with God of War Ragnarok.
Dude, honestly, at this rate, I feel like you're going to be fucking done with it before I am.
I mean, we'll see. I feel like there's a whole lot more, at least from what I heard, like there's a whole lot more in this game to do. Story-wise, and I don't know about side quest-wise, but I'm guessing there's a whole lot more.
No, it's both. My brother told me too. He's like, because he was like, beat it, and I was like, he kept asking me, where you at? And I was like, oh, I'm here. And he's like, oh, dude, after this, fucking just goes fast. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. But no, I'm doing all the side missions right now, so shouldn't be that bad.
Hopefully I'm done with the art of God of War. See what else I can bring to the conversation.
Oh, by the way, are you? Oh, I'll ask you later. That's fine. Don't worry. It's not part of the podcast. Yeah.
But yeah, that is it for today. Hope everyone liked this episode. I was very excited about it.
Almost 3 hours, bro.
Dude, I know. I saw it when you left. I looked at the time, like, holy shit, 2.5 hours. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Because I mean, honestly, like I was quiet most of the time. You're the one talking.
I know.
I want to hear your opinion. It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Check me out on the other podcast, Red Spotlight. Turn to page, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And yeah, and also check out the Fantasy Fair. Hopefully they'll come back. Too. But yeah, that's it for today.
Do you mind if I give a shout out real quick?
Sure.
Awesome. Whoever's listening, Galactic Council on Twitch, check him out. He's doing he made a list of a bunch of games he hasn't passed. He does a random shuffle, and he's passing them once in a while. Like, oh, because he got stuck on Pokemon. But yeah, check him out. Galactic Council on Twitch. His name is Tony. Really funny, and he twitches a lot.
Okay.
That's it.
That's cool. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
We'll see you around.